fuck? Whew. Yada yada yada. Yada yada yada. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yo, yo, good, bro. Looking red today, 2026. Hello, 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 hello. It is looking very interesting today, eh? I mean, what can I say? Silver's falling. You know, I saw silver literally 4 o'clock this morning, and I didn't open up a short position, and I fell asleep, dude. I fell asleep, and I'm so angry I could have shorted silver. I still got my short position on Bitcoin, that's for sure. But what can I say, man? What can I say? Today is going to be hella interesting. Today's going to be a good day. Today we're going to have some fun, man. We're going to have some fun. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is my harmonic? Why is it not displayed? How's everybody doing today? Actually, I might open up a short on silver. I just gotta double check it again. Hey, Spy. Hello, Spy. Hello. Hey. Hey, Mama Shita. Hey, Spiderina. Hey, Spy. I like my yellow. Can't go wrong with yellow, and you can't go wrong with white. Oh, no, that's not the color. Anyway, what's everybody up to? What's happening? What's the world? Is the world coming down yet? Is it crash and burn yet? Are we there yet? Talk to me. Alright, so I had a harmonic completion right at the 113, and between that, 382. So we can argue here. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there for now. We'll leave that there. It's always extendable. But the volatility off this harmonic was beautiful. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Do you want to know how I took a short again? I mean, this was one of like the most easiest things. Easiest fucking positions I had to take. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably the easiest. The motherfucking easiest. Where was it? I had it drawn right there. I don't know why my chart's not loading, but come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look at that. Look at that resistance. Look at that breakout. Look at the back test. Look at the continuous resistance, the weakness, and then collapsed. Collapsed. Okay. It's a beautiful. Ooh. Well, that's another structure. We do have another structure going on here. We have this lingering, this descending scallop. Alright, we failed to break above 50% of this bar. And that descending scallop pattern, or at least the measurement rule, is in line with the 0.5. Is in line with the 0.5, so we'll leave that one up there as well. Everything's leaning bearish, 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 bearish. Can't go wrong with that. How's everybody up to? What's everybody up to? Looking good, looking good. Alright, let's see what the world's, Bitcoin's still coming down here. Wow, silver continues to rise. God damn it, I should have put my fucking short. Do I still have time on silver? Let's see silver. Alright, well that is a whole harmonic. Breaking the 382. That is, that's a Gartley. Gartleys are 786s. 786s with a wiggle room of 1618 or 113. Oh shit. Wow, that is a clean Gartley actually. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna monitor this. That's 4% to the second profit target. We already snapped the second here. We already took the second off of this Gartley. The next one is the 786 golden pocket. 786 golden pocket. I gotta keep a close eye on silver. So I want to see if this actually creates like a J. Come back up for resistance here after the breakout, because if you look up, right? If you look up, what does this mean? This is a clean support area at the volume average high. Once you failed it, boom, collapse. But maybe come back up. Volume average high, create a descending wedge. Creating a descending scallop. And then come right back down. Come right back down. Very interesting. I like that. Going back to equities. Bitcoin absolutely catching a knife. Where's my position? Oh, that's right, sprinting. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Beautiful morning. Wow, look at the 15-minute on Bitcoin. Jesus Christ. Alrighty. Alright, Russell's coming down. SPY volatility is coming down. ABAT is coming down. Pretty much the entire market is coming down. And we do have targets. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, actually. There you go. Wow. Russell, SPY, ES, silver, Nvidia. Alright, so let's take a look at Nike, 65.19. American battery, 334.35. We gotta put up Ondas out here. Ondas especially should be up here. So let's do Ondas for sure. We'll leave Weeble. We'll keep away. There's Ondas. MyPath Nike. And now we have the VIX. Okay, we got everything. Damn, silver is falling really hard out here. Silver's falling hard. Makes me want to short, but I got it. It's just now. It's too late. Damn, but that's a falling knife right now. Damn, that looks good. Let me see something here. Damn, nah, too risky here now. It's way too risky. Way too risky to short this shit. Way too risky. Let me see what the 1 hour tells me. Oh man, doesn't. So the 1 hour says continuation. The 4 hour says break the center. Maybe come back. It's still above the center line. So that's not good. Alright. That's not good. So they can bounce off right here. Just have a wick. The fact that it's still, that's a Marabuza. That's a Marabuza. Could be a bearish belt hold. We'll find out on the wick. But this candle still has an hour left to print. What does the 1 hour tell me? We're break below the 382. Break below the BO2. We are POC. So maybe some possible reaction. Let me see the 30 minute. Are we oversold? Wow. Wow, we are in the oversold territory. So this is where we should see a bounce here. We are oversold. This is risky as fuck. Risky, but not for the Bitcoin. Not for the Bitcoin. Yeah, this is way too risky here to short. To open up a position, I want to see a nice comeback here and then come back to maybe yeah, that looks good at the volume average low. Hit the resistance and then create another downward trend. I would love that. My Bitcoin play, my short, they're looking good. Short, looking good. I might actually hold this shit. All right, what else is going on in the world? Wow, looking good. 432 American battery. Long dated options, GME. Ew. We got a GME man in the group chat. We got a GME guy. All right. Looks like the world is crashing, burning right now. Bitcoin definitely is crashing, burning right now. That's for sure. Let me just see something here. Custom. Okay, we got the custom going. All right, we got the Bitcoin and we got the. All right, there we go. Can you look at SMR nuclear? Yeah, sure I can. Yes, sir. Yes, I can. Damn, silver's dropping right now, man. Oh, dude. You know what the worst part is? It's like I saw this at 4 o'clock, dude. I saw this at 4 o'clock. And I didn't open up a position and I fell asleep. So now this thing is absolutely going to go ahead and make a descending scallop. Right after you make the inverted descending scallop. SMNR. What the fuck is this? Oh, SMR. Oh yeah, nuclear plays. Alright, let's take a look at SMR. On the daily, you got, well, the death cross already happened. Right? Death crossed. You got a nice little support, rejection. So, in this case, you have a doji at the impulse. Right? Doji at the impulse. Nice little consolidation. Sold off, bounced off the 1000 SMA. Look at that 1000 SMA. Now that I've got the bigger picture, look at that beautiful 1000 SMA. You got a gap and another gap. You got a mini gap and like a fat gap. You got a doji at the impulse. To be honest with you, the 3-day tell me? Almost like a bearish belt. I mean a bullish belt hold. That's pretty good on the 3-day. Looking good here. And you're about to cross the negative DI here, So here's what I will say. Oh, let me see the pre-market. Oh, okay. There we are reacting to the pre-market. Okay, so the pre-market is exactly reacting to this 1000 SMA. If you look left, support, and then resistance. So that SMA 1000 on the 12 is everything you need to know. You got the doji at the impulse. Today is the most important day for this because it's got to hold these highs, and it has especially have to hold this SMA. It's got to hold 18 bucks today. All right, if it doesn't hold 18 bucks today, well, you know, your downside risk. Well, it technically, in theory, needs to hold 1764. So right at that, okay, so the exact number is 1764-ish. Once it comes back down, if you sustain 1764, that also align you with the 50 SMA and the 12. You stay above this range between the 1000 and the 50, you're still bullish. So still looking good here. You're just having a bit of an exhaustion, right? You're still having a bit of an exhaustion. Sustain 382, 1764. That'll line you up above the 50 or near the 50 SMA on the 12. Get in the range and hopefully keep going. Magic number is 382, 1764. That also aligns you with the 10 daily, excuse me, the 12-hour 10 EMA. The 12-hour 10 EMA. So the inflection point is literally right here, 382. Come down, it will. Support 382 and hold that line. The daily, you're above the center line on the mean. That's good. And the RSI, excuse me, the positive DI is above the 25. So this thing wants up, right? This isn't an uptrend, right? It's breaking out. Maybe some catalyst happened. I don't fucking know. But the point is, looks good here. You are going to get a reaction, doji. You are seeing below the previous closing candle. That's good. The exhaustion is in. So just sustain the 1764 on the daily. That also aligns you now. We've got a clear picture on the daily. That also aligns you with the 20, the 10, and the 5 daily EMA at the 382, 1764, which also align with the 1000 SMA on the 12-hour time frame. So everything relies on that 382 at the 1764 SMR. All right, let's see the world burn. 91,000. All right, we got a target here on Bitcoin. Look at that beautiful, beautiful descending scallop. I mean, this was clean as fucking day. Clean as day. Clean as day. You know what this descending scallop gives me? It gives me what? Confluence. This is going to break the 382. That's what this descending scallop gives me, all right? We touched it. We came back up. We failed to break 50% of the previous bar of that engulfing bearishness. And then, boom, you get slapped. So that means confluence to the more downside. That aligns with the harmonic completion plus another harmonic completion down here as well. Let's go. Let's go. Silver absolutely getting fucking destroyed here. I'm actually pissed off that I didn't open up a short. Oh my god, this is freaky. Freaky here. Dude, that's like the most bearish shit you want to see. You don't want to see on silver. Yeah, that's a nice, yeah, 7 hours. Yeah, this short position was missed. Fuck, man. Thanks, bro. No problem, bro. No problemo. No problemo. Alright, what else is happening in the world? We have Nvidia coming up here. We have American Battery. We're still waiting on American Battery. Whoa, Ondas. What happened here? Needham Growth Conference on 1 hour. What the fuck is happening here? What the fuck is this? What is this? What the fuck? Wait. What's happening here? There's like some sort of news catalyst. What the fuck is happening? Dude, Ondas is just stupid right now. What the hell happened? Let's put Ondas here. It's gonna be one of our players. For sure. For sure, it's going to be one of our players here. All right, silver. Very interesting. All right, what else do we got? Onda's absolutely going stupid right now. Not sure what's happening. All right, we also got to keep an eye on ACB here. ACB, a little marijuana play. ACB absolutely had found support. Looks like it wants to bounce off that support area, but we don't trade off a one bounce. We trade off a confirmation. Weeble coming down. Ondas was just making something going. I don't know what happened. There it is. That's engulfing right there. Interesting. Nike 65.43, still banging. Nvidia. All right, so we got to keep our big caps our big caps in favorable place here, and then we'll switch it up with some, I don't know, some mining companies here. We'll just do, I don't know, fucking. Let's do rig. Wow, Nvidia rig. Very interesting. Let's do rig. We have Nike. We already have Ondas, Hut. 3 minutes till market opens. We have Lightpath, Oro Cannabis. All right. We're gonna keep our short position on Bitcoin open. Still printing. Still printing. I haven't closed it yet. I haven't closed this position yet. Let's go. Ondas. Something's going on with Ondas, guys. 2 minutes. 2 minutos. 2 minutos. Nvidia will switch over to CoreWeave. I think CoreWeave. And then ACB over a Cannabis, Lightwave Logic, LWLG. Let's go. I don't know. There's a lot of noise, guys, so let me know. There's a lot of noise. I might actually have to, we'll figure it out. All right, Bitcoin is on the right-hand side here. We'll just keep an eye on that as well. All right, Ondas doing something crazy. Pre-market. Absolutely catching a nice little move here. I don't know what's happening here. There has to be some sort of catalyst. I gotta keep an eye on that. Oh, wow. What the hell is happening here? Yeah, this thing is overextended, but holy shit. That is a move. That is a move. 1 minute till market opens. 1 minute till market opens. I think it's fair to say we know where we want Ondas to go. Definitely not up, down, so we can catch that another high on Ondas. Another support on Ondas. All right, we got 30 seconds, 10 seconds. All right, let's see how the market makers want to pump it today. I'm leaning bearish, if not flat. And markets open. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Ondas 1294. Something looks like some sort of news broke out. Looks like some sort of news broke out is what I'm seeing here. News had to break out. Our Nvidia coming down here. I like that. I like that a lot. Silver looks like a continuation, possibly to the downside. Market's opening up a little flat here. A little flat. Let me go ahead and put the heat map. Alright, we're gonna have the heat map up. Let's just have the market pulse here. Let me put it in the Discord. All right. And just in case anybody's wondering, I am live. All right, back to the games. Ooh, Nvidia coming down heavy here. So Nvidia's gonna definitely drag the markets down. It's just lagging right now. SPY, Dragon, Dragon. IWM being the outlier here. Bitcoin. Let's go. Short position still looking good here. Still looking good. Guys, if you guys can please hit the like button, I would highly appreciate that. Let's go. All right, let's take a look at some of the tickers here. All right, we have Bitcoin coming down here. All right, small cap stocks all opening a little bit red here. Hey, where's ABAT? We got to keep ABAT on our radars. ACB bouncing off support. I think I might consider position in ACB. Where is ABAT? ABAT needs to be on my radar. ABAT needs to be on my radar. This company is looking pretty interesting here. Café. Llama un colmado, yo lo pago. Ay, yo necesito buscar cash. Fuck. All right. Let's go, boys. What's going on with the world? A lot of moving parts today. All right, so I wrote a SPY report yesterday night. If you guys haven't caught that, looks like it's going to be bearish or flat today, but for sure it's going to be one or the other. You know, especially after some massive rally, you kind of have to respect the pullback, right? People are going to take profits, market's going to take profits. So just be vigilant to the fact that, hey, we do need a little pullback here. This is good in terms of my overall thesis. All right, ABAT is looking pretty interesting here. Spinning top, I still wanted to touch a 382. All right, good, it's coming down. That's what I want. Perfect. All right, so while that's cooking, pretty much market is taking a piss. This is great. This was on my SPY report last night, looking really juicy. Let's go ahead and open up SPY. While we take a look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour here, we're just gonna migrate Bitcoin to here, and we're gonna open up SPY here. All right, looking good. 4 hour spinning here. Bearish divergence, good. Daily, nice. Oh my God, looks almost exactly like what? Wow, really? Really, we're doing the same thing every time we hit these highs? All-time highs, new highs? Breaking the previous high? Wow, another little star? Really? So you're gonna maybe do a little flat base here today? A little flat, and then going into Thursday, maybe just completely catapult the market? Or maybe just do it today. Why not? Why not just fucking make it obvious? Because you can't make it too easy for us. Right, market makers? You're not gonna make this easy. No way you're gonna make this too easy for us. No way. You guys are not that kind to us. All right, VIX up at 15%, 2.37% today. I said 15%, excuse me, $15. 2.37% today, right now, as we speak. So are market makers really gonna make this easy for us? Because they're not gonna make us think like, oh, they see this evening star here and it's gonna go down Thursday, right? Maybe they'll pump it up or make it flat. I don't think they're gonna make it too easy for us. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. ABAT. So yeah, ABAT is mildly interesting here. I don't know why I keep coming back to this fucking ticker, man. I'm telling you, there's something special with this company. And the fact that it's not like touching support here is what's getting me a little freaked out. Let me see something here. Huh. You're above VWAP on the 1 hour. Interesting. So market's juicing here. A little juicy. Silver. This is a crazy look here. I'm just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait. What is happening today? Little pump here in the morning. We got Nvidia coming down though. Nvidia is gonna absolutely bring the entire market to the downside, without question. Without question, Nvidia is gonna drag the market with it. So far, so good. Weeble coming down to 845. Lightwave Logic's $3.78. Let's take a look at the overall pulse of the market. The market is looking pretty neutral / looking bearish. Looking bearish here. It's about to flip due to a wave of positive operational. Oh, there it is, related to its autonomous system. Thank you. Shout out to Jude. New purchase orders and bullish analyst commented the company's recent. Thank you. Shout out to Jude with the backup here. I love it. Love it. APLD earnings today. Hey, what up? Another day, another trade. Another day, another trade. I haven't seen you in a minute. That's because I haven't streamed in a minute. Shame on me, though. Shame on me. We have LightPath coming down. LWLG coming down. All right, so we got to switch out. Let's put APLD here. Let's do APLD on this side. $30. God damn, $30? Really? What the fuck? Whoa. There's multi-Ws and one a fat ascending wedge here. One fat ascending wedge on APLD. Wow, that was clean as fuck. One fat, clean ascending wedge, and I'm gonna put it right there, and it broke out. Very interesting. Very cool. Very sick. My beautiful girlfriend, how are you this morning? You doing good, my love? That's what I like to hear. Happy wife, not a happy life. Alright, market cap. Take a look at the pulse here. A little neutral, bearish here. A little bearishness coming in. A little bearish coming in. SPY. Wow. It's like, it's almost biblical. Do you think the market maker is going to really make it easy for us, guys? I wrote this on my thesis. Multiple bearish divergences, boys. Multiple bearish divergences. Got to keep an eye on the trend. All right, so they're going to make this flat throughout the day. We still have 6 hours to print this candle here. Something to note. Something to note. All right, Russell coming down a little bit here. Let's take a look at the market. Let's take a look at some of their equities. Some of the tickers, excuse me. So RZ, all right, so the biggest gainer right now is at 6%. That's the largest gainer. So you already know it's about to be bearish. You already know it's about to be bearish. I got more red than green here. All right, let's take a look at RZLV, actually. RZLV is an interesting ticker. I mean, somebody was pumping their bags on the YouTube a couple days ago. Let me see what's happening here. All right, let's see. All right, well, look at that. I haven't looked at this fucking ticker in forever. Harmonic completion right at the target, too. Wow. Wow, look at that. Is that to the T? Is that to the T? Wow. Wow. Hold up. Do I have was this on Sammy's plays? Because look at the volatility. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Once it hits the harmonic completion, look at the volatility from down here to up there. Let's take a look. That's roughly 50%. Wow. And I didn't take this trade? Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. All right. Wow. That's all I'm going to say on that. That's all I'm going to say on that. All right, let's take a look at equities here. Bitcoin doing a little bit of a boop boop. A little bit of a boop boop here. Boop boop. NVVE. Seeing some conversation. Oh, there is another ticker. I do want to take SWCO. or SCWO. This little play, something to keep an eye on. I'm keeping a close eye on this ticker right here. I am keeping a very, very close eye on this ticker. Only reason being, this thing actually might have some weight, and it's one of those crispy plays, but they're boys. All right, this is one of their boys plays, and when you have the quants doing their research, you know damn well something's cooking in this company. All right, you know damn well something's cooking in this company. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on this ticker. Maybe I might just dab a little bit here, but these guys, these big brains, they see something here. All right, these big brains, they see something in this company, and they took a position, right? But still trading at $2. But look at the massive movement here. Look at the gap. Look at this massive gap. Like, what the fuck is this, man? I've never seen anything like this. Never seen anything like this. And the crazy shit is that you're printing a hammer on the daily above the VWAP, right? So SCWO is a very interesting ticker. I mean, these guys, the financial quants, these guys, these big brains, they see something in this ticker. I'm telling you. They see something with this ticker. So, I don't know. Wow, ES catching a bit of a bearishness. All right, so VIX had a gap and a gap. What the fuck? I've never seen that. The extreme volatility on VIX. Never seen that. Haven't seen that. Wow. All right, so as suspected, I was going to open up a short position at 4 o'clock this morning. I missed the trade, and I said, let me take a look at. So, how do you play the short side? So first off, a little bit of a TA here, folks. A little bit of an alpha here. If you ever want to short, you don't short when the short is happening. You never short when the short is happening, especially when you're finding support here. So, how to become a nice clean bear without taking L's? You don't fucking take it while it's in the position of a short, or while it's trending to the short side. Never. Thank you, my love. I have the best girlfriend in the entire world. She's so precious and beautiful. I look at her and I smile all the time. Guys, I'm blinking twice. Please help me. She just gave me the middle finger. Anyway, so if you want to learn how to short, you don't take a short while the short is happening, because your risk reward is not there. You have to find a way to short it up here. That way you can manage your risk, right? All right. After the absolute massive uptrend, eventually shit has to exhaust, right? Right? So why would you take a short while it's happening when you could have taken it up here, right? And that's like the key, all right? And I said this morning, once I opened up my eyes, I missed the short, but then I said to myself, okay, well, I saw it here, and I said to myself, is the risk reward there? Okay, well, how do you look at when the possibility of a bounce is? Well, look at the RSI on the 30-minute. Do you notice anything? Yeah, it's bouncing. That's called a mean reversion. All right, look at the negative DI. You're at the 40 mark. You're at the scalding levels. This tells me we're due. We're due for a retracement. Not due, excuse me. We're due for mean reversion. So I would never open up a short here when your downside risk or upside risk is damn too high. As a matter of fact, where the fuck is it? You open up here, right? Where was it? I said, you open up here, this risk reward, it's nothing. A 1-2. Why would you do that? Why would you open up a short here? Why didn't you open up a short up here? Right? I saw the fucking, like that, and I fucking saw it, dude. I literally saw it, man. I saw it at 4 o'clock this morning, right? You have to figure out a way. I'm not going to go through this whole thesis today. I'm not going to go through the technicals, but this is what I saw yesterday. Excuse me, 4 o'clock this morning. Literally. Fucking thing was scalding all up here. Look at this. Look at this. Multiple bearish divergences. Multiple. I mean, this was clean as day. Multiple bearish divergences. Eventually it collapsed. And I saw that at 4 o'clock this morning. I didn't take the trade. But look at my risk reward. Look at the risk reward here. Beautiful. 5% trade. LPT on the 1 month clear Nike swoosh pattern. Vast CNC, what's going on? What up, Crispy? Oh shit, Crispy's in the house, guys. I was just talking about SCW over here, guys. Your boy, I'm gonna consider a position here, not now, but I'm gonna consider a position on SCW once the market falls off. All right, let's take a look at what he's talking about. LPTH, we can't forget about LPTH. Let's see what he says. Seems to be turning around. Turning around what, to the upside or the downside? LPTH. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's an asymmetrical triangle here. Beautiful. It's actually clean as fucking day. 1 hour. Yep. Yep. This would be a good area. Wow, look at the bounce here and look at the potential support or resistance. Right? Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, asymmetrical triangle, folks. Some people would argue, oh, it's a bull flag. Well, you can argue that. I mean, the upside is very interesting. 16 bucks. All right. So patterns are there to give you a pretty much a view of what the potential trend is. It is not biblical, but it gives you the idea of a trend. All right. So yeah, this looks like a potential breakout on LPTH for sure, especially at these highs. Now, how do we consider if it's way too damn high? Well, I'll take a look at this real quick on the oh no. Yeah, Yahtzee. All right, so yeah, that would be if you're asking for another leg, I would just wait for this to pull back a little bit. It may or may not pull back. It might just pull back, but it may not. But what I'm saying is there is a fat Gartley here, and I listen to my harmonics. This tells me overextension, not financial advice, but a pullback is imminent here. So we'll see. But overall, it's like in an inflection point right now. Definitely break out. You got a indicator target at 17 bucks. If it fails to break out, there is a 382, $9 to the downside. Potential. Not that it is going to happen, but you never know. Very good though. Yeah, you can't rely on the 30 minutes. Absolutely, you cannot. On the one with this clear Nike whoosh, that's Martin's play. I may be interested in saying if I get a better idea of their technology. Yeah. So you know me. I always say, hey, we can't beat the investors. All right, but one thing I will say is when you have the bros, the financial bros that do their homework, and they see reason here, I'm gonna consider it, right? And especially at this cheap. It's extremely cheap, dude. All right, even on the daily, we're breaking below the 50. All right, so let me take a look at the harmonics. See what kind of support area we can see here. I do love that bounce here at the 236. Very, very good. All right, there definitely is a harmonic here. There's definitely a shark I see. Maybe shark 786, 618, 618. Almost a shark, but it's not a shark. All right, so we'll just null that. I do have some Ondas laws for the week, hoping for some contract news. Yeah, Ondas absolutely had a reactionary morning. I will say this. It had a reactionary morning, sprinting a nice doji, meaning weakness. But then again, it doesn't really matter because Ondas, this is more of a speculative play. Not speculative, excuse me. The hype, the news, the awesomeness. All right, Ondas absolutely had a massive little reaction this morning. All right, is it going to hold? We'll find out and see. But what I do see here is very interesting. Very interesting. The fact that it continues to go bounce off the center line and above the DMI positive, above the 25 mark. This is screaming continuation. Like it's insane, straight up insane. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so a potential rectangle top, folks. Potential rectangle top. I am seeing it right now, talking about this. Potential rectangle top here. So that's not bad. So now we have an idea. We have ranges here. There we go. Yep, rectangle top, clean as day. What does that mean, folks? Well, rectangle top is when you have an upward trend. And then you have consolidations, consolidation phases. Look at that. We do have support, we have some resistance, coming back down to support, and maybe a potential resistance here, and maybe breakout, or come back down to support, and then finally either make out or break out, right? That's the Ondas play. On the tippy top, we got some Israel board news, but AI is running the show, but not on this. With Israel, I think they may be working with Poland. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense why this is running, right? Look at that engulfness, encapsulating the previous bearish, and then this is a reactionary because of the resistance line here. So we're gonna see what happens with Ondas now. Literally, we're literally witnessing a potential rectangle top here pattern, all right, which means consolidation phases. That means patience. So something's cooking here. I like it though. Damn it, Ondas is absolutely a fucking monster. All right, let's take a look. Let's go back a little bit to the equity side. Oh my God. IAI is another Israel defense company that got the border project. Oh, you know me. I gotta take a look. Whoa. Yeah, that's a little bit too expensive. That's a little too expensive, but wow. It's an Israel company. Yeah, well, wow, yeah, they don't miss. They don't miss. Wow, look at that. Upward only. Upward only. Wow, what a Marabuza. Let me see the daily here. Yeah, they don't miss. I mean, it's clean as day. That 20 daily EMA is the bounce. Did it one time, did it twice, maybe come back, hit that 20, and then off she goes. Murder she wrote. LPTH. So we're going to monitor LPTH. Everything's a little bit toppy here, folks. Everything's a little bit toppy here. At APLD, they had some, oh yeah, they got earnings today, APLD. And you got a nice little evening star. And a gap up. Could be abandoned baby here if they actually don't have any good news. Could be very interesting play here. A lot of dojis. Look at CoreWeave doji. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yep. We got to keep an eye on ACB, folks. Velo, are we looking good? Let's take a look at Velo. Velo, take away. You know what? Let's just go back to our main chart. Velo. Holy moly. Holy moly. Oh, man. All right, let me drink my tea here. All right, there's a lot to digest on this chart. And what do I mean by that? All right, so let me make it cleaner. There's a lot of fucking fugazi candles here. I do have another harmonic. That's going to be deleted. Let's delete that. Let's delete that. Let's delete that. Let's keep this one because there's something here. Actually, this harmonic fucking slapped based off this candle here. Rejection off this high movement. Then the reaction. All right. Where are we with Velo? Okay. We are printing multiple bearish divergences on Velo. All right. When your price action making higher highs, but the oscillator is making lower highs. And we are seeing a little bit of a pivot here. Now, why bearish divergences in a very news eventy type stock is somewhat irrelevant, but relevant. Why do I say that? Well, if you notice every time we bounce off the 10 daily EMA, how many times did we touch that white line on the daily? 1, 2, 3, 4. While we're printing multiple bearish divergences, meaning that the bearish divergences are invalidated while we keep continuing to find support at that 10 daily EMA. You are seeing an advance, or how do you say, an advanced block formation here on Velo. You are seeing a little bit of weakness here. So in terms of risk and reward, wait for price action to come right back down at that 10 daily EMA. And if it breaks the 10 daily EMA, that means the trend is shifting. So then the bearish divergence will be intact then. Until then, it's nice to see perspective, but the trend is still intact in terms of up. So wait for the 10 daily EMA to collapse. If the 10 daily EMA collapses, then the psychology shift is intact. But because we haven't broke the 10 daily, the shift is up. So everything's looking good in an upward massive, in an event like this, especially when you have a catalyst news like Velo, this, it's just absolutely monster. The trend is still up, right? Even if I draw a parallel channel, right? This was a quick channel that I drew, right? I don't gotta show it to you, but look at that. Support off this mid band right here. You are seeing support at the mid band, also aligning with the 10 daily EMA. So your confluence literally is that mid band, aka that 10 daily EMA. Everything's looking good. Nothing's broken yet. But there is bearish divergences, and at some point it will come down. But until then, the area that you gotta need to look for is find out if we're breaking the trend. The trend is that 10 daily EMA. When you break that 10 daily EMA, that's when you should be like, okay, from a risk reward, I'm either trimming the top or buy at the bottom. Jones on Fox Business News right now. Fucking A, dude. Ondas is gonna rock it. Should rock it. I have Ondas right here on my charts on the bottom right end. Silver futures missed a short position here. And, Bitcoin, a potential descending wedge formation. Descending scallop formation. Looking good, looking good. Looking good, looking good. I have a lot of things going on right now. All right, so IWM coming down. Love it. Futures. Gravestone Doji. Love it. So this means, looks like we're going to have the same repetitive structure based on the previous divergence on SPY, guys. Look at this. Look at this. I wrote the SPY report in the Discord. So the market makers are really making it easy for us? I doubt that. I really doubt they're going to make it really fucking easy for me. Because it's too clean. It's too repetitive. All right? On my SPY report, how perfectly in line that they're like, I cannot even believe that the market makers are really making it easy for us. Wow. So if we have to go from previous past price action, well, look at the support, look at the trend line, look at the other potential support line. All right. I can't believe the market makers are really making it easy for us. That's crazy. Let me see chat. What's going on? Got it. Jones and Fox Business. Yeah. Guys, I can't believe they're making, like, this is crazy. Right? They're going to make it flat today, right? Potentially. We still have 6 hours to print this candle. 6 hours to print this candle. But if you look left, this same shit. Multiple bearish divergences. Look at the bearish divergences here. On SPY on the daily. Right? Look at that. What did you print the previous high? You printed a doji. What happened after the fact? 2-3 days of downside. 1.7% to the downside off this daily trend line. Look at that. Support, support, support. Are they really going to make this too fucking easy for us? Knowing what we see here, 2-3 days to the bear side. Plus, we have that Trump news coming down. Moneymakers always want to see everything. They might do the opposite. Halfy, they might. And that's the point. They might. That's why I said I'm very shocked that they're really making it too easy for me, at least. Because I wrote my SPY report for the Discord, and it's literally doing the same shit today. Not today, excuse me. It's doing the exact thing I wrote in my report, but I'm just kind of shocked that they're replicating the same star at the impulse, right? At the same impulse, right? And to the downside, 2-3 days, and then this support trend line, and that aligns with the 886. So if you look at the ratios, I'm gonna teach you a little something. Well, anybody that wants to learn. Sure, we got down off the support line, but if you notice where key area support bounces were. We have one at the ratio at the golden pocket. We have one at the 786, and we might have another potential support at the what? Another area of a ratio support at the 886, right? So you see what I'm saying here? Golden pocket, right? 786, right? 886 potential right there at that trend line. So they can't really make it too easy for us, guys. I mean, this is so easy. There's no way they're going to make us fucking not work hard for this. Come on, guys. But here in the Trades to G gang, we kind of saw that already, because we're the best. Okay, we're the fucking best, and we TA the shit out of things. We're the best, bro. We're the fucking best. What's going on, chat? Talk to me. Actually, there is a song here. I'll wait for Farmer to get up. Farmer, your song. I'm about to play it, bro. I got this one song from a Discord member. It was AI generated. I'm waiting for him to get on, so until then, I'll wait for him. Wow, they really made it easy for us. Guys, I can't believe they can't. I'm shocked as shit. Wow, this Bitcoin coming down 91,453. Bitcoin coming down 453. Let's go. I still haven't closed my short on Bitcoin. And the reason why I haven't closed my short on Bitcoin, if you guys want to know why I haven't closed my short on Bitcoin, is because I'ma show you guys something. I'ma show you guys something. So, do you know why I didn't close my short? Why? Because once we touch the 382, okay, once we touch the 382 from the previous support bounce, okay, we didn't get a quick reaction. We didn't get like a fucking snappy reaction here on the 1 hour. All right, we didn't even fucking touch this top trend line, which has been a clean area resist. Like, we didn't react quickly enough. Okay, we didn't react quickly enough. So I know that there's still a lot of more to squeeze to the downside, okay? But anyway, I've been shorting this shit up here since, what, yesterday? If I remembered, right? Because of fucking fake pump news. Some bullshit Michael Saylor bullshit story. Oh, it was here. It had to be here, right? It had to be here because this was the pump. Oh, yeah, it was here. It was exactly here. I opened it up. Nice little Marabuza opening. Clean as day. This news was fake news. This news was fake news, guys. All right? And remember, Bitcoin's now added with ETF. And if the market is bearish, well, guess what's coming down? Bitcoin is coming down because now the money makers, the big boys, are in control of Bitcoin. It is no longer we the people. It is institutions that are in control of Bitcoin. And if institutions want to drag Bitcoin to fucking hell, they'll do this. So congratulations, guys. Bitcoin is no longer your coin. It's institutionalized. Anyway, that's another day. That's a topic for another day. BBAI. BBAI. Let's take a look at BBAI. Ho! Ho! What do you see with BBAI? Oh, I see it right away. I see it right away. As a matter of fact, let me just draw a horizontal line here. Boom! Nice descending wedge here. Beautiful descending wedge. So it's flat. I wouldn't trade this unless you're buying out support here. So BBAI on the daily looking flat here. Just up and down, if you can see here. Let me get my demonstration. You can see here resistance, support, and then another resistance here. Clean as day where the trend is here. So just wait for this to come back down to support area. Maybe hopefully it breaks out. All right, hopefully it breaks out. Now, let me see here if we can get some Fibonacci's to the upside, to the downside here. Let's see if we have any confluence. No confluence, just golden pocket in that range. Support at that 542. Yeah, nothing crazy. So just keep an eye out for this to break out to the apex. I mean, it's more than likely coming back down. And you are printing an inverted hammer at the impulse, which is a key resistance. Another resistance reaction here. Support. Eventually, it's going to have to make a breakout. Support it or up here. And then up or down. Let's go. Let's go. Aurora Cannabis, keep an eye out. Aurora Cannabis. Guys, please hit the like. Nike falling off. Please hit the like button. I would highly appreciate that. Jolt's job opening. Wait, what's this? Jude, what is this? Jolt's job opening January 7th. Exactly. Actual. Oh, shit. We had a report. Jude. The alpha. I gotta give her fucking... I gotta give her the like, man. She absolutely has the alpha. Jolt job opening. All right, so actual 7146, forecast 76, previous 7449. Don't know what that means, but what that shows me is that we're what? Something weak is something's happening on the back end plumbing. It's not looking good. AXTI and INTC are the breakouts in my watch list. AXTI. Guys, I can't believe market makers are really making this guys. All right, I'm gonna show the report on stream. I'm gonna show the report on stream. I cannot believe they're making this way too fucking easy. All right, I cannot believe they're making it way too easy. Really cannot believe this shit. This is what I wrote on my report. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, why is it not working? All right, one last attempt. I can't even post the image here. Huh. Let me see if I can do it. All right, I'll just do this. I'll just post the copy and paste version into the chat. I can't even do that. Wow. All right, well, I can't do that. All right, let's take a look at some of these breakout plays. AXTI. Love me some tickers. Whoa! 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 What is this? Why is it still fresh? What the fuck is this, bro? What is this, bro? Wow. Okay. This is very interesting. Mildly interesting. Very interesting ticker, man. All right, so you absolutely... So 113.224. So literally we were supposed to come back here at some point. Wow. What the fuck is this, dude? Wow, look at this. Like, even what's crazier is this. Oh my god. Wow. Dude, hold on. Hold on. What is this, dude? This thing still has juice. And you're just entering wow, you're entering new price discovery. So I gotta draw a fib extension. I haven't drawn fib extensions in a hot minute because everything mostly has everything's already found. Wow, I don't mind using some Fibonacci extension. What is the story behind this, bro? What is the story behind this? Wow. So it hit the 114 here, roughly. What is this, bro? Every time. Oh, it's let's take it here. No, we can do it from here. That's the input. Okay, so that's the bearish. There it is. Okay. There it is. Okay, that's even better. There it is. Reacting at the 1236 at 2354. AXTI semiconductor supply chain substrate, namely indium phosphide for photonics. Oh my god. Wow. Well, your next target's at 25. That's the next target. Jesus Christ. Well, guys, don't ever sleep on a crispy play. Don't ever sleep on a crispy play. That's absolutely wild. Let me take a look at the markets real quick. Hold on, I'll swing it right back. INTC is next. Actually, fuck it, we'll just go INTC. The market's still dipping. So in my report, guys, so let me just keep everybody a reminder. And let me just remind everybody. If we are showing the same pattern, before I go on to INTC, just a heads up, guys. If we're witnessing the same bearish divergences on the daily on SPY, folks, and look at that nice little star, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This is called an ascent. This is called an ascent block. An ascent block where you are seeing candles weakening. You are seeing candles weakening up until the impulse. This is called an ascent block. In this case, this is called a bearish deliberation. Okay. I would have actually preferred 2 long bullish bars, but in this case we have long bullish bar and then the reaction. All right, so we have an ascent block and then a bearish deliberation, excuse me. All right, bearish deliberation. So one thing to note here is we are repeating the same thing. So from a risk reward going into tomorrow, this hypothetically means, this is just a reminder to recap, that we are experiencing same shit, but then potentially another 2-3 days to the downside. If anything, maybe at the support line, also aligning with the 886. So shout out to Jude in the Discord. Jude said that she is, hey Jude, can I post your image on YouTube if you're watching? If you're watching, can I post your commentary? You said I'm sitting on my hands today. She did the right thing from a risk reward. Why would you long here? Right? Why would you long here knowing the potential effects of going into tomorrow? A risk reward. This is how you stay long in the market, where you can potentially find discounts on small caps or mid caps right here at the bottom on SPY. Why would you not sit on your hands going into tomorrow, knowing that what's happening today is exactly repeating the same on December 26th, multiple days to downside, and then people bought it here. Why are you buying here? So, anyway, enough of that. This is for the newcomers. Poet making moves. All right, INTC absolutely double topping here. Holy moly. INTC 40 Intel play. Wow, I forgot about this ticker. Holy shit. Looks like you're about to hit another area of resistance. Another area of resistance. 43.93 here. 43.93. If it breaks out of that, wow, Marabuza opening at that too. Marabuza. So, from a risk reward here, folks, be mindful that you might just have another pullback here at these highs. Just maybe. But what I do see here, though, I do love, is that I like the pattern here. This is called an ascending wedge. Flat highs, higher lows. Higher lows, flat highs. So maybe come back here at this POC, point of control, at 37.33. If the market pukes going into the next couple of days, 37.33 would align with this ascending support line, 37.33. So keep that in the back of your minds. Because remember, what's the rule? 5 touches. 5 touches. All right. After a massive rally, you found support. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. The 5 touch is mostly the breakout. Did we forget the rules? Confluence. Confluence. So let's see what happens here. Very interesting. Let's go. VIX, $15. 15.23 VIX. 3.32% to the upside today. Bitcoin coming down. Where's our silver short? No shorting here on silver, but we are seeing another opportunity potential. I do want to open up a short position on silver. I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait for that opportunity. Poet making moves. Poet is making moves here. Oh, baby. I'm going to put an alert on INTC here at $38. All right, INTC at $38. All right, INTC at $38. We'll keep an eye on that. Poet making moves. Let's see what Poet's doing. Oh yeah, Poet is making moves. You are finding a key resistance again here on Poet at the point of control at the $7.68. I like that. Okay, let me see. Do we have any bearish divergences? Yeah, we do, but that's weak. The trend is very much up. Oh wow. Huh. So another one. Look at here, guys. Another ascending wedge. Another ascending wedge. God, there must be a fucking theme going on today because everybody's just finding ascending wedges. All right, look at the beautiful ascending wedge here. All right, look at that. Look at that. Wow, so this is what you call, I love watching these. This is what you call a 3 inside down. 3 inside down candlestick pattern. Well, Bitcoin coming down. Hold up. Checking my short position. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. We cooking. Hold up. Bitcoin. Hold up. Let's go. Bitcoin printing. Printing. Let's fucking. Hold up, guys. I gotta manage my. Hold up. I gotta. Hold up. My short position on Bitcoin is printing, guys. 1 second. Hold on. I gotta come back. Hold up. Wow. SPY coming down. Very much. Wow. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. All right. I'm actually kind of shook because my short position's pretty good. It's actually really good right now. Hold up. I got to check Bitcoin. Hold up. Wow. I kind of went heavy on the last pull up here. That's why I'm a little bit excited right now. Hold up, guys. Holy shit. Wow. All right. Mi amor, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate this week.
Oh my God.
Daddy's making money. Say papi. Say papi chulo. Por lo menos déjame eso. Papacito. Así que tú me vas a tratar, coño. No hay mucho amor aquí. Wow. Look at all right, so guys. Wow. All right. I'm actually kind of shocked at how fast we're getting. Okay. So, wow. Dude, I'm fucking killing it right now. I am destroying it right now. Hold on. Let me double check where the support area. All right. So once we broke the 382, folks. Once we broke the 382, this would align with where's my harmonic completion here? All right, we are going to get a reaction soon, right at this trend line here. We are going to get a reaction soon at this 90,826. The reason why is because the pattern on the descending scallop, the measurement rule off these descending scallops are exactly as follows. All right, you take that pole and you take it from the resistance line at the peak. It was roughly right there. Let me double check. Let me do it again. Right there, more or less. That is your confluence to the continuation to the downside. All right, downside. All right, we're gonna get it right here. Let me make it better. Let me get it to the T because I like to be perfect. And that is okay. So we're gonna get a reaction right there. Boom. That also in line with this harmonic completion. All right. So a lot of confluence going into the bearish side. I mean, why would I take food off the table when food is still coming at me, right? The plates are still cooking. The chefs are still cooking here. So the added confluence is, hey, we got 98.236. I mean, 98.23. We also have the 94.79. Continuation of downside. And remember, added confluence. What is SPY doing? What is SPY doing on the daily, folks? On the fucking daily. Remember, institutions now in control of Bitcoin. EDFs. Hello. So if we know or expect more momentum to the downside, guess what's going to happen with Bitcoin? That's right. More bearishness. That's why I took a short, to add confluence. And look at that reaction right now at that box. Let me see if that at that box. So still it hasn't hit our target yet. We're still waiting for a target to hit, but man, this looks really fucking good. Man, this looks really good, bro. Market acting despite drop price, already love it. I love it, yeah. Absolutely love it so far. I might trim off the table on Bitcoin. I am absolutely might just take off some profit off the table, but I am kind of greedy now. I am being a little greedy here on Bitcoin. I just might. We'll see. I'll have a stop loss. Like, I'm not gonna lose out on my greens. What are you, crazy, bruh? What are you, crazy? Hell no. Hell fuck. If you think I'm gonna leave money on the table, get the fuck out. Hell no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Alright, silver's dropping as well. Silver's dropping. I still think we can squeeze a little bit here on Bitcoin before I take it off the table. I really wanted to come and hit my targets. So I'm going to follow my TA. I'm going to follow my gut. And I'm going to follow through because my TA has been great so far. It's fucking phenomenal to say the least, man. I'm fucking destroying it. I am absolutely killing it. My love, my lovely love. She likes when I make money because then we go shopping. Isn't that right, honey? You like to eat? You like to eat? Lots of food. Lots of food. She loves restaurants. I gotta tell you, she loves. Oh, you like Sephora and Saks Fifth Ave and all that? MAC and makeup and Estee Lauder, right? Yeah, I know you do. All my gains go straight to the ladies, folks. Oh, she wants more shopping, bro. She wants. Yo no estoy hablando mal de ti. I just say you like to go out to eat a lot. She loves restaurants. Shit. This is why I gotta start having a paid subscription, folks. At some point, it's gotta come because I gotta support a specific lifestyle out here. Jesus Christ. And there's no hesitation behind that. Everybody that has paid subscriptions or they bring value to the table, I hope everybody charges because life is about helping people, but at the same time, it's about helping yourself. It's about putting food on your plate as well. Okay? Protect yourself always first, second, and third. Always protect your family. Support your family, but always remember life is about bringing value to the world, but also charging for it. Okay? So I believe one day we will have a paid entry on Discord. So enjoy the freedom, guys. I will say that. Enjoy the freedom. So, ¿qué yo dije? That's right. Bingo bango. Let's go, Jude. Let's go. Por favor, no ponga música. Oh. Alright, so much for peas to Poland. All my plays are increasing. Yeah, man. I agree. Looks like silver wants to continue dropping here. Looks like silver wants to continue dropping here. Where is silver right now? Silver futures. God, I really am fucking pissed. I didn't take a short, man. Ah, man. So it broke below the 382, which is not bad. It broke below the 382. All right, so still too risky here to take right here. Still way too risky. Not in my favor here. At least not for me. Everyone does their own shit, but I'm not taking a short here. Still holding on to this bad boy though. Let's go. All right, here we go. Guys, if I can please get the like, if I get enough likes, I'll play the song by Mr. Farmer. The song by Mr. Farmer. All right. Let's go. Yo, we are killing it. Killing it here. Let's fucking go, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Did you get into LP? We be breaking out. Oh shit. No. No, 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 no. No. I didn't get it. Oh man. Yeah, I can't do it, bro. It's too high for me. Let me see. God damn, silver's falling off a cliff here. Falling off of LPTH. Bitcoin about to break below 91,000. About to break below 91,000 here. So look at that. It's breaking out of this bull flag. It's breaking out. So that's amazing. So from a risk reward, I got an indicator target at 16, but I just can't do it, man. I just can't. I can't. I really want the market to come crashing down. There is a little bit of a resistance you are going to be meeting with here. One last one, all right? Because after that, it's pretty much you're pretty much set to go to the moon. The reason why is because there's no volume, there's no price discovery. Once you break, look, there's no price, there's no volume shelf. So $16 is very, very easy to get to. Once you break above one final key area of resistance, and this thing is gonna fucking moon, bro. You're breaking out of the fucking bull flag or the asymmetrical triangle. You got one little caveat right here at that 1216. Once you break that, get some candles to the upside. All right, come back down and retest the breakout. Okay, that's when it's gonna be clear as day. But you have two things you have to come back and retest. You have to come and back retest the breakout of this trend line, and then you have to back test the breakout of this trend line. All right, so you have two things to consider here and then here. So I'm not considering a position here only because I understand how these things work. But if it breaks out, it breaks out, but eventually it has to come back and back test the breakout, and it's going to be here or here. And once you do that, you're good as day. But yeah, no, LPTH guys, keep this one on your radar because this is all new price discovery. All new price discovery. I'm assuming, hold on, let me look left. Yeah, this is all new price discovery in LPTH. There's absolutely no volume shelf to the left-hand side, guys. There's nothing here. So this thing can easily get to 16, at least the indicator target that I got going on, but this thing can absolutely go fucking parabolic. Shout out to Crispy. One of those crispy plays. One of those crispy plays, man. One of those crispy plays. Let's go. Let's go. I can't believe market makers are really making it easy for us, guys. Wow, market makers really made SPY fucking easy. I'm shocked as shit. I'm shocked as shit. Why are they doing this? Really? Right? What the fuck? Bitcoin about to come to our indicator target. Bitcoin about to hit my indicator target at 98.23, folks. 98.23 off this pattern of the Sandy scallop, and looks like we're still getting that momentum to the downside. Love the RSI making lower highs. Price action making lower highs. You cannot fuck with me. You cannot fuck with my TA. The TA is gorgeous. The confluence is gorgeous. Look at the beautifulness. Oh, baby. Come over here, daddy. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Papa got it. Papa got it. Daddy got it. That's right. Daddy got it. Let's go. I'm going crazy. What the fuck you want? I'm making money, baby. I'm making money, my love. Making money, baby. Come to Papa. Come to Daddy.
Ningún daddy.
No, you don't want ningún daddy? What about Daddy Yankee? Ella le gusta la gasolina. Dame más gasolina. You want gasolina, baby? She said, yeah, she wants gasolina for the car. Wow. Wow, she said gasolina for the car, not me. Wow, I'm done. One that could be fun to charge ASTI. I'm considering entry here. ASTI, any crispy play is the right play. Any crispy play is the right play. Entry on ASTI. Oh, and I love that you said that because oh, wait, whoa, hello. $4, guys. $4 ticker. Hold up, guys. Hold up. $4 ticker. You know I love me some small caps. I love me some small caps. Okay, crispy. You got my attention. You got my attention here. Oh yeah, you definitely got my attention here. 1000%. All right. Wow, you had a massive rally, multiple bearish divergences here. You are printing 1, 2, and 3. You are breaking below the previous candle opening, below that, and you're about to break down below the 382, at least in terms of you are reacting it. And this bearish not bearish engulfing, excuse me. This candle opening says a lot about where the trend is, right? Look at that trend on the 3-day. Going into the daily here, multiple bearish divergences again, which aligns with the RSI making lower highs. Beautiful. Bingo bango. 382 reaction, 20 EMA bounce, reaction 382. Let's see if we can actually catch a nice bit. Yeah, so I would wait for this to come and test that center line, especially when you have a momentum play here. So the momentum here, at least for my confirmation, is test that center line, the RSI, because what you have following is right below is that negative DI. Look at the negative DI about to fuck. All right, this thing's about to fucking ass clap your booty hole. Okay, with the ADX coiling up literally in the sky right here. So if this thing absolutely starts clapping, then this potential bounce or reaction is going to come crashing down right where the 50, 100, and the 200 SMA is rolling up in that golden pocket at 264. Is it going to get there? Can't tell you. What I do see, though, is I'm going to have an alert system active here for sure. Now, let me check the RSI. All right, so the RSI is going to test that center line breakout, which is right there, breakout. And once we retest that center line, that's going to be my confirmation. Now, anything can happen here, so I do see some sort of trend line as well. I do see a trend line as well. So you're in an upward channel, which I love. I love. Going into the 1 hour. All right, you are seeing a nice little hammer at the impulse trend line, which is good to see here. Let me go ahead and let me turn off all the fucking dirty noise here. There's a lot of noise. Turn the noise. All right. Interesting. We are seeing a reaction at this support trend line here. But look at that. Nice little flat highs. All right? Another ascending channel here. Ascending wedge. So if we are going to repeat price action all over again, right? This ascending channel looking good. All right? Flat highs, 551. Where would we entry for me? Not financial advice. I would just wait on the daily. I like it though. I mean, it's just these type of moves are technically somewhat hard to time because look at this. You are finding the key area bounce again here. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. But this, that wick low was just, that wick low was the support line of this ascending pattern. Okay. From a risk reward, let me see here. Ooh, you are testing center on the 12, which would align with the confluence of the bounce that we are seeing here. Bounce and bounce. I don't like how the negative DI is coiling on the 12. So, this thing still has more room to go to the downside, is my opinion. All right, this thing still has more room to go to the downside, in my opinion. That bearish engulfing, says a lot about today. Says a lot. And the reason why is because you also gap down going into today. You also gap down. That's a bearish belt hold. So a bearish belt hold candle is against the prevailing trend, is printed with a Mariposa opening and a nice little wick here. So this is why I'm saying tomorrow is probably your confirmation to find out, do we break below 322? Key area support here, 322, 322, 322, 322, 322, 322. So I wait for this to come back down at 322 and then get a reaction. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. TE. Oh yeah, I can see why you're saying that. I can see why you're saying that. I can see why you're saying that. Again, another bearish divs. You are finding support again. You're about to test that 10 EMA. 10 EMA. I would probably wait for this to get to the 20. My opinion. My opinion. But if you find a happy candle and consolidation here on that 10, sure. But you are printing lower highs on the RSI and bearishness on the top end of the price action. So yeah, I can see why you're saying you want to buy here. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Look at that. If that becomes a hammer throughout the day, yeah, there's a lot of conviction to the continuation to the upside and a bounce at that 10. And a bounce at that 10. Guys, I can't believe market makers are acting too nice with us today. I'm telling you. They're acting way too nice. Yeah, TE, absolutely a nice little trade here. You are hitting, holy shit. That's insane. That is insane. This is a nice, crazy ass fucking chart. Absolutely insane. Wow, an ascending 90 wedge. Ascending 90 wedge. I'm MPEG may pawn space mob soon. There'll be fuck your candles moment. That'll be a fuck your Oh boy. So Anapama may be pounding space. Damn, bro. Does he not stop winning? Does he not stop winning? Wow. TE is actually presenting opportunity for some folks. I just kind of wish it had a major pullback, but I don't think it's gonna get there. I don't think it's gonna get there. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what happens. ABAT is on my radar again. Let me go on back to ABAT. All right, so didn't react to the 420. Excuse me, didn't get to our 420. Absolutely horrid. I really wanted this back at the 420 level. We'll see what happens here on ABAT. You're still inside this bullish candle here. Still in the mid side here, and you're breaking above the 50% of this candle here. So that's very interesting what ABAT is doing. Especially when on a down day, we're actually seeing some sort of positivity. Again, ABAT is trying to survive here. But if you notice something here as well, ABAT is what? Making lower highs. So a lot of a lot of things to consider on ABAT. Be very careful because the trend is still bearish. 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 Okay, very bearish on ABAT. Very bearish. Short term, obviously. Short term. ABAT, bro, something's cooking with ABAT, guys. I'm telling you, something is cooking. Something's cooking on ABAT. There's some sort of... Let me check the delta real quick. Let me check the delta. Is there any follow through with those candles? 100... No. No. 36, delta 63, 186. Huh. That's interesting. 104, 186. Huh. So the 10K, 18, 10, 23. No. No. Nothing's calling my name here. Nothing. No institutions came in yet. Absolutely no institutions. I don't see anything. I don't see shit. I don't see shit. 100K or more on the delta, and I'll be like, okay, something's cooking. I don't see a 100K order in. I don't see shit. All right. Look at your layer 2 for LPT. It looks like we may get more juice. It's pretty much balanced. LPTH? Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I can take a look at the volume. It's just a lot of calculations. Hello? Hello? Wow. LPTH broke my... Okay, we're back. LPTH, let's go on the 15-minute. All right. Let's go on the 5, actually. Give me more ideas. All right, what candle do we need to see here? All right, obviously this candle, the first opening. Shitty orders, shitty orders, shitty orders, shitty orders, shitty orders. What's the bait on this? Market flow is 50 with the not too crazy beta. Shitty orders, nothing, bro. Nothing. I don't see no crazy inflow, to be honest with you. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Fucking weird. So, maybe this is just trading the trend, right? Let me see here. Because, you know, scalpers want to exit at some point. Let me go on back on my main chart so I can see much better. LPTA. Wow, that's crazy, bros. Wow, almost the same candle pattern here, folks. Wow. That's fucking funny. That's funny. Anyway, LPTH. All right. So this candle could be just a momentum play. The scalpers come in and they come in and trade it. All right, so you are seeing a nice little volume here. You're still finding resistance. That's at 12.16. Let's go in the volume footprint real quick. Let's flip over to the 5-minute. All right, let's take a cleaner look. Because now I can see my candles. All right, much cleaner now. 57, 5, 10 with delta 91. Oh, okay, so there's something here. There's something here. Volume average high, 56, 1194, and the skew. Oh, okay. Well, that's divergence. Yeah, that's divergence there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Yep. And let me see if any 30K order just came in. Wow. That's also significant right here. That's also significant right here, folks. Yeah, keep an eye on LPTH. Looks like it wants to break out. Keep an eye out on this thing. So this order flow, so if you guys notice, we didn't really encapsulate the previous order volume here. All right? We didn't encapsulate the previous order volume. So this bearishness was just not that strong. So it's not encapsulating the previous delta. So very interesting. That's why you are getting a little bit of a very bullish candle here, because this candle wasn't a very clean bearish observation candle, if I can find a word for this. So very interesting to see here. So this thing can absolutely break out. So you are testing it again on the 1-minute. Let me double check here. Let me go back to my candles. Let me go back to my bearish candles. All right, so we tested that 412.16 rejection. If we reject one more time, triple top, that's not good. All right, so come back and retest it. We failed it. We touched it. We failed it. But if you come back here and touch it again, well, now you're definitely going to have a rejection, a more significant downtrend to the downside, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if we come back here as well. So multiple rejections. You are also making lower highs here as well. Consider that. Consider that as well. So there's a lot of interesting things are taken out here. So be careful here. It looks like a bearish. It looks like a bull flag, but more or less it's more of a downward channel. So careful. But it does want to break out. It does want to break out. Interesting. It's more about the bounce for me. It looks different on the hood when I see sell side bounce, delta beta. Is there less resistant momentum? Any news can light it up. Absolutely. Any news can absolutely light the shit up on this thing. Absolutely. It definitely wants up, though. That's a promise. It wants up, which is kind of crazy. remember all the overall macro. I am leaning very bearish. Going into the markets for the next couple of well, first off, we have Friday. We have the whole Trump situation coming in, and if the Supreme Court strikes down on that tariff, listen, I'm not a goddamn Houdini, but anytime you have opposite sides of the coins battling whether or not this is good or this is not, market's going to react bull or bear. So going into Friday's risk on. I'm not a goddamn magician, so we'll see what happens Friday. So a lot of volatility going into this week. A lot of bearishness going into this week. All right, a lot of bearishness. LPTH, very good here, very high, very fucking up only. LWLG is another play we took a nice fucking swing trade at. Nice little 20. I think it was like, for me, it was 18%. Coming back down off of that doji candle. Very nice to see here on the daily. I love that. Potential opportunity buyback here on LWLG. I got to keep an alert on, which I do have. Webull also coming back. So everything's coming back since the rally. Nice little pullback here since the rally. I like to see that. I like to see that. It's interesting what I'm looking at. I'm a TA toddler. All right. Let me go take a look at that. Let's see. Grok, explain what's happening. Wow, I'm getting goddamn notifications left and right. Jesus Christ. I didn't get the notification. You sent it on X? I don't see it. Or maybe it's just loading. Yeah, it's just loading. Hey guys, listen, I'm not an anime fan, but there is one anime my brother got me watching not too long ago. And I was actually waiting for some news on this. But I can't believe this thing. Jujutsu Kaisen. Kaisen, whatever the fuck you call this thing. Anime Season 3. This is literally the only anime I've been watching. My brother got me into this shit. But keep an eye out for Jujutsu Kaisen, guys. Jujutsu fucking Kaisen, guys. I gotta rewatch because I totally forgot what happened in the first, second season. Anyway. Honda's coming down. Nvidia coming down. Ooh, whoa. Yo, guys. Whoa. You guys didn't see what I saw. Whoa. Time out. What the fuck was that? Whoa, time out. There she goes. What happened here? What the fuck? Why did it react that way? Whoa. Whoa, futures. Is this some sort of news event? Hold on, let me check the news. I don't know. I'm just that kind of bearishness, that straight line. Interesting. Let me see if there's some sort of news. I saw a straight line, and typically that's not normal price on ES. Hold up. Let me go check the news. Hold up, guys. Give me a second here. I don't know if that's... Let me make sure that's not news. The way that 1 minute candle flashed to the downside, that was very significant. This 1 minute candle, very interesting. I saw that reaction. I'm like, that was a lot of heavy volume to the downside. Very heavy volume to the downside on ES. Keep an eye on Nvidia. Wow, I haven't seen that in a while. Wow, ES also bearishness. Gotta be very careful here. Very, very interesting here on ES as well. Everything's bearish. Downward trend, rejection line, support line. Yeah, looking very interesting on the 1 minute. Let's turn on the 5. What the fuck was that? I'll go back on the 1. Alright, we're going to keep an eye on this one. Bingo bango. Oh boy. Alright, what other tickers are we going to find opportunity in? Bitcoin having a little bit of a movement to the upside, 91,479. Hopefully it rejects there. If it doesn't, oh well, poopy dapy, poopy loopy, poopy loopy. All right, VIX. Very interesting here on the VIX. Very, very interesting here on the VIX. Very interesting. Oh, I'm so tired, guys. I went to bed at... oh, man. I woke up at 3. Woke up at 3. Went back to bed at 5. Woke up again. I'm tired, guys. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired here, but we're printing. We're printing. We're printing. I can't see the I can't see the image here. I don't know. I think you sent it to X, but I can't see it. All right, there is some news. Hold up, guys. Oh shit. Okay, guys, there is some news. Guys, holy shit. There is news. Not good. Not good, folks. Not good. Alright, guys. So, what's happening? Russia. United States forces seize Russian flagged oil tanker in the Atlantic. Seize it. Seized it. They seized the Russian oil. Wait a minute. Hold up. Am I reading that right? Hold up. I gotta read that correctly. United States forces seize Russian flagged oil tanker in the Atlantic. Another headline. United States forces seize Russian flagged oil tanker right before Russian warships and submarines could intervene. That's actually drama alert. That sentence doesn't make sense. And submarines could intervene. That doesn't make sense. Drama alert. I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense to me. But fuck you. Breaking. United States Special Forces boarded Russian flag vessel Marinera. And there's a video. This is World War III and has been for years. Breaking. Okay, now I got it. Okay. Yeah, there is breaking news, guys. The United States has seized a Russian flag oil tanker. Yeah, there's another news outlet. Another news outlet talking about that. There might be a direct confrontation between the United States and Russia in the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, so there's a lot. Okay, that's why we saw that candle on ES Futures. That's why we saw that candle on ES Futures. That 1 minute candle told me everything I needed to know. That news, wow, I'm fucking good. I am fucking good. I am a fucking genius. I saw this, I go to the news, and the whole world's crashing. Or actually, United States are taking over Russian oil or tanker, whatever the fuck have you. But anyway, that reaction off that 1 minute meant news. Because that was a clean downward. Like, you'd even get like a support. You just absolutely just got hammered to the downside. So when you see shit like this, that's news reactionary. News reactionary. So I knew going into the going into the day, I had to check the news and be like, okay, something's cooking. Wow, that's fucking bad. Interesting. Hold on, let me see what else is going on right now. Yeah, there's a lot of tension. Russian, United States for everything's things are not looking good here, folks. There is a video. United States forces seizing Russian flag oil tanker. Oh shit, there's a fucking video, guys. I'm posting it in the Discord, guys. There's a whole legit video about it. Military, looks like a military copter invading the oil tanker. Delta forces are now they're coming down from the helicopter and they're invading the oil tanker. And there's a clean as day video about it. Holy shit, this is clean. I'm gonna send it to Crispy. I'm gonna send it to your DMs. Wow, Delta forces absolutely coming in hot. Wow, coming in hot, Delta forces. That is actually pretty fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I know, it's not good, whatever, but this is absolutely coming in hot. Wow. Anyway. Wow. Sorry, guys. I was just looking at the news. Guys, please hit the like button if you like this sort of content so I can do more of these every day. I would highly appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. All right, so we are seeing a nice little spinning top at that 382 reaction. At that 50% bearishness, still showing me weakness. Doesn't tell me that the trend shifted to the upside. And even if we do shift to the upside, you still have a lot of bearishness to consider. You have this trend line here. You got this one trend line. And then you have the macro trend line. So you got two things to consider, 1 and 2. Let's see what happens. But all in all, I want to continue reading on what's happening with the world right now. Give me 1 second. Hold up. I think there's also another news breakout. There's another window here. There is another news. All right, United States Senator says Cuba, Nicaragua, and Colombia will be next. Democracy is coming back to this hemisphere. Yeah, so we are in full-fledged war, guys. Okay, guys. What other indicators you need to warn you what's to come? All right, so now we have a United States Senator saying Cuba, Nicaragua, and Colombia will be next. Democracy is coming to this hemisphere. Yep, you should start paying attention. That's IR sensor footage, LP. Oh my God, is that really LightPath? Oh, okay, guys, we gotta go back to LightPath. We gotta go back to LightPath. Yeah, so LightPath is on my radars. Because Crispy did confirm, all right, that is LightPath technology here. That is 100% LightPath technology here. Oh, God damn it, Crispy. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at the clean support here on LightPath. Wow. I wonder if I can get another entry here opportunity on LightPath. At this point, it's like, you know, you either take the trade or you don't, right? Who the hell texted me here? Thank you. I appreciate that. I am hedging against the market. Still bearish here. Nothing tells me Bitcoin's moving to the upside yet. And guys, the military videos that you see on that's all LightPath. Like when you see the infrared, that's all LightPath technology, folks. Like the video that's you guys are about to see on your timelines, the military or Delta forces invading the oil tanker, the Russian oil tanker, that's all LightPath, folks. That's all fucking LightPath. So keep an eye out on LightPath. Because I'm seeing the video and I'm like, holy shit, look how clean that technology is. Look how clean that technology is. By the way, this video, infrared, is LPTH technology. Heads up, folks. Wow. Yeah, so keep an eye out on LightPath. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's go back to the markets, guys. See what's happening here. All right, 11 o'clock in the market. Woo-wee. All right, what are the tickers out there, guys? Please hit the like button, folks. One more like. How many likes did I get today? One more like, Arena. Can we get 10? 10 likes. Two more. Come on, boys and girls. Come on, boys. All right, looks like ES is breaking out of this channel here on the 1 minute. Russell's coming down here. on the 30-minute. Come on, we just need Russia to say, hey, we declare war with United States. We just kind of need a little bit of Russia to say, hey, we declare a little war with the United States. That's all we need. That's all we need. That'll send the markets down. And that'll send Bitcoin down too. Come on. Come on, Russia. Or China. Russia or China, just say the magic words. Say the magic words. All right, let's see some other tickers here. Find the opportunity. I'm shorting. I'm shorting the market. I'm not bullish at all during these times. Absolutely not. Let's see what else we can find here. So we have LWLG. Let's go through them on the weekly time frame. All right, let's go on the weekly time frame. All right. TE. CRML. Wow. Okay. Wait. Hold up. What the fuck? $12. CRML. Okay. You know what? Let's go on the daily. Whoa. 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 Oh shit. Okay. I remember this one. We spoke on this last night on Spaces. Wow. Wow. Gap. 3 gaps. RR, nothing. Energy play, up 4%. Up 0.4%. AMPX, almost got to the harmonic box. PPTA, not sure what the fuck this is. Cypher, data center. CoreWeave, cloud. NBIS, whatever. Data center. Wow, NBIS and, wow, look at this. NBIS and APLD, guys. What do you notice? Wow, almost the exact identical formation, guys. Exact identical. Wow. NBIS and APLD. CoreWeave 8. Oh, wow. All 3 of them. So CoreWeave, NBIS, and APLD. Almost the exact spitting image pattern. Interesting. It looks like USAR. We have a resistance line here. Looks like it hit it. Clean as touch, too. How the hell did I miss this one? And you are getting a reaction. All right, well, this one's on my radar. Wait, how many touches? 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, shit. We might actually get a breakout the next couple of days out. God damn it. All right, I'm going to put an alert here on 1588. Irene. Same as the other ones. UAMI. 5% on the... Whoa. Alright. Yeah, put UAMI on your watch list, folks. Put UAMI on your watch list. Huh. 3, 4. Put UAMI on your watch list. Very interesting, because I doubt it'll get here, but I think it'll get here. Backtest the breakout. Put UAMI on your watch list. Wow. Okay, UAMI. Yeah, I kind of missed this trade here, but the trend is up. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back down, retest. Maybe the 236. You had a breakout. You never back tested that 236. Oh yeah, the UAMI is on my watch list. UAMI is 100% on my watch list. Let's go ahead and put it at 632. If it gets back down there. All right. Good thing we're going through the list. Wow. Okay. Wolf. Forget it. BITF at 2. Oh yeah, BITF is another data center play, folks. But this is the year for them to actually execute more towards the end of the year. So a lot of things to consider. SES, TTI, cores. What is happening? AXTI, we spoke on that. Oh, wow. Apex breakout. Look at the clean Apex break on UEC. Now it's hitting a clean area resistance at the golden pocket. Rejection at the 0.618. Rejection, 618. Rejection, 0.65. Minor pullback here. Minor pullback. MBTS NVTS. Oh, that's a good one. What's happening NVTS? Nice. We are getting a pullback here. Very clean. All right. It is reacting to previous price action. Look at that. I love it. Love it. Love it. So again, we are getting a reaction here. But the crazy shit is that you're above the 236. And if you can find this candle to stay above the 382, well, if it's 80% chance to get to 382, and if you consolidate here, that means you have a statistical probability of 60% chance to get into the 0.5. Yeah? Yeah, bet you didn't know that, bitch. Alright, let's go ahead and get back to equities here. Honda's coming down a little bit. Oh yeah, we're gonna go over through the watch list. Alright, light path coming down here off of this downward channel. Even arguably, you can just put it there. Arguably, you can just put it there. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, so this pump was a bunch of fucking scalpers pumping the shit out of this. They came in, they saw the delta, which I saw too, because I didn't see institutions coming in. It's just like retail pumping this shit up. It's just retail pumping it up. I didn't see no big money come in. So, buying opportunity potentially on light path. I am waiting on this thing to come down. I would love for it to come down. Alright, let me check my short position on hello. I'm going to trim some fat here. Ah, fuck it. I'll just trim it. I'll trim it. I'll take some profits here. Trim it, bitch. Trim it. Trim it, trim it, trim it. Let's go. Come on, we still need to hit the target. Come on. One more move. One more. Come on. Come to daddy. One more. Come on. All right, everything's all toppy. I'm not really feeling today. I mean, especially when we know SPY potentially. All right, so a lot of things to consider, folks. Look. I'm going to be very fucking honest with you. All right, now that you are, like, literally, the news just broke out today. Now we have Russian oil, Delta forces taking over Russian oil tankers. Okay, that is not good. Again, political tension. So at what point is the K-shaped economy, as they call it, but technically it's the markets that are not in line with the economy, are we actually gonna get a pullback on SPY in the entire market? Excuse me. At what point, right? This is still not reacting off of Russia. All right, this is still not reacting off of Russia. Nothing. This is zero. Nothing. That candle just tells me everything's just doing what it's doing, what it previously did. Okay, so, but you're also risk on in the entire market. You're also risk on in the entire market, folks. So be mindful going into tomorrow. I expect bearishness again. I mean, we are seeing a little bit of bearishness now. But be mindful going into tomorrow, folks. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Be very mindful. Because now you actually have bearish divergences on SPY. And you also have Russian oil tankers. You still have the Venezuela situation, so why the fuck are you risking it? So, at some point, there's an outlier here. There's an outlier. So, let's go. Oh my God. I'm watching the Discord. What's going on, Discord chat? What's going on, guys? Guys, Discord's free. It won't be free at some point. It's going to be paid to get in. I am considering it even more now since I've been just giving free fucking plays on Sammy's plays. And it's been actually banger. Footage of United States forces seizing Venezuela-linked oil tanker in Caribbean Sea. Okay, guys. Wow. Look at this. Look at this video. LPTH technology. Wow. Wow. Guys, there's another video right now. Just broke news on Twitter. Let me see if I can post it on the YouTube here. Guys, the video that I just posted on the chat, that's all LightPath. LightPath. That's all LightPath, folks. LPTH technology. Amazing. Crispy, get on the fucking Discord, folks. Like, get your ass on fucking Discord. I'm gonna send him the invite, bro. I'm gonna send him the invite. Get your ass on Discord, bro. I sent him the invite. Let's see if he's willing to enter. Is anyone of you in the wolf space? I don't understand what Northstar is talking about. You know what? Let's turn on the wolf space here.
Absolute certainty when you come sort of trying to define a top or a bottom for a current move, but there was an initial target area of $66 and another one is around about 84 or mid-80s. So we've certainly hit the mid-80s, and that was from a Fibonacci extension technique, I think that was. So there are a number of different techniques. I'm not going to sort of start cooing about happening to just pick one particular top. It's more a case of defining the overarching kind of trends at the moment, because that's what you're going to benefit from here. You need to be positioned for the big trend, and it seems to me that the big trend that's developed at the moment at the end of last year was precious metals moving to a bull era versus stock markets, and that's only happened twice in my lifetime. I'm no spring chicken. So being correctly positioned for these capital rotations will either make or break your sort of investing career.
What's your thought on Bitcoin and the crypto market as a whole? I mean, you're saying that you think the stock market could see a little bit of weakness. I mean, I'm assuming you're in the camp that believes that crypto would move similarly to equities.
No shit.
Or am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah, so when assuming that we do get a break in the stock market to the downside sometime this coming year, then you can say a couple of things. One is that is sort of nailing on the capital rotation process and event, so that kind of gives extremely high confidence for where we're going after that in broad terms. And where we go after that in broad terms is whatever weakness that has developed in precious metals as the stock market's correct is absolutely nothing compared to the explosive upside moves that would follow in the years after that. Silver literally explodes on the recovery side. So silver's move to $80 from $20 is small potatoes compared to what would come next. So that's one thing that you can say, is that whatever weakness in precious metals develops as stock markets start to show weakness, that's nothing to be scared of, nothing to worry about. It's an opportunity. The other thing in terms of crypto and Bitcoin is that until proven otherwise, crypto and Bitcoin would be expected to behave similarly to the stock market priced in gold. What I don't know yet is whether on the recovery side, Bitcoin and crypto can explode upwards much more rapidly in the same way that gold and silver do. The stock market, let's say the stock market falls 30-40%, I mean it may be more, it may be less, but let's say 30-40%, then on
30-40%,
the stock market would probably go back up to sort of get close to its previous highs before perhaps rolling over again. As I said before, you'd expect a 10-year period where it doesn't really go anywhere. So, a year or 18 months falling, and then another year or 18 months going back up. So as that recovery process takes place with the stock market, the question would be how much can Bitcoin and crypto outperform the stock market, and can they outperform gold? That is an unanswered question at the moment. And we won't know until we get the ratio chart evidence when that basing pattern forms after the stock market starts to recover, and it should become fairly evident fairly quickly whether cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin have the ability to outperform gold and silver on the recovery side of the capital rotation event.
Fuck?
I have no bias in this, so I don't have the evidence yet to because Bitcoin and crypto haven't encountered a capital rotation event. So I'm keeping open-minded about it. I don't really want to prejudge it. But one thing's for certain: when you get that bottoming pattern, you'll quite quickly get the evidence and be able to position for it. And I keep reminding people that cash is a position as well. We would like to be positioned in Bitcoin or gold or something as traders and investors, but during these particular points in history, cash can actually outperform everything for a while. You want to be in whatever's outperforming. So if stock markets are going down in US dollars and gold is going down in US dollars and crypto is going down in US dollars, then US dollars or currency of your choice is the place to be. So that's worth bearing in mind in 2026. But having said all of that, I have no concerns until the stock market starts to break down more meaningfully. The capital rotation process is complete. The event, when it happened in 1968, it was quite a while actually before the stock markets actually rolled over. I think it was at least 9 months, and silver didn't go crazy for at least a couple of years. Silver and gold kind of went down with the stock markets as they began to roll over in the late 60s. And well, it does look quite similar to the late 60s in a technical charting perspective. So if we are repeating the super capital rotation event of 1968,
really?
leading into the 1970s, and that's looking quite probable at the moment, then the sort of path would be for the stock market's probably not to roll over for several months yet, and then when they do, gold and silver wouldn't really benefit for a while. They'd probably continue their downtrend, but then start to explode on the recovery side. So that's the broad sort of roadmap we've got at the moment.
Now, North, I do have a quick question with regards to oil. I know we've had this conversation before, you and I. So when you say that oil is getting ready for an explosive move on the technical side, do you say an explosive move to the upside, correct? Because I know oil has had this moment where it went negative.
Yeah, so we're talking about an upside move here. So the pattern that's formed for oil is a very long, tedious downward trend. I mean, if you look at the chart for West Texas, I mean, they're all pretty much the same, but West Texas Intermediate Crude, it broke out back in 2021 when it was around about $70, and it went all the way up to almost double that, $130, $140, somewhere around that. And since then, in mid-2022, it's retraced all the way back to the support line that it broke out of, and it's formed a sort of a bullish descending wedge pattern that is classic technical chart pattern that sort of often is a precursor to an upside breakout. So there are two possibilities here. I mean, price is currently resting on that support line, which is between about $53 and $55. So we're currently at 56 and a bit. So two possibilities here. If we break below $53, $53 and a half, then what we're seeing is what I would characterize as a false breakdown, where the price can plunge to, pick your number, 30, 20, whatever. If it's a COVID type event, then yeah, you can go stupid number 0 or whatever. But that would be a false breakdown, followed by a rapid upside reversal if that were to happen. The second alternative is that we break above the $64 area.
What is he talking about?
Which then gives a target of 70 to 73, and a break beyond 70, the mid 70s.
Crude oil.
Puts you into that more explosive upside move for oil, which would lead well beyond 100, probably towards 200. So those are the two levels that are going to define what happens next. The levels around 53, 54.
What the fuck?
Around about 65 to 75.
What the
I wouldn't be playing any oil related stuff at the moment, particularly until one of those levels breaks.
That's a great take. I'm actually looking at the same thing. I believe we were on a space yesterday with Kate, and Yeah, I think it was Kate. Oh, yeah, it was the macro space, and we also touched on it on the trading space as well. I'm actually interested in oil because I do see the same thing you see, and the exact same thing you said, right? I think there's a possibility of us going lower before higher, so that's really what I'm looking at. But I do think the way things are setting up,
Wow, that's
oil could
like
potentially
easy.
be the next mover here. So hence my question. Thank you so much, North Star. And listen, I was looking forward to this space and having you on, and I believe I mentioned it last time. So it's always amazing having you on here, North
I
Star.
want to
Thank you so
know
much for all the things
who's
you've added, the value that
on
you
the
add to the
panel.
space.
Wow, they actually have
That's
the
all right, no
same
problem at all.
person.
It's bringing a bit of weather forecasting pizzazz to the world of trading. It's all good fun.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And a great question there, Nat. I was going to actually throw it over to Matt Steve. Get some
No,
of his
give it
thoughts
over to
on trend
Lisa.
info. See if there's anything
Bring
you
it
want
over to
comment
Lisa.
on.
Yo, Matt's nothing but a big old bear right now, man. I mean, what
I like
possibly add
I like the bear.
to this
Let's
conversation
speak
with his
about that. Let's speak about that.
bearish
Yeah,
takes,
we
man.
didn't
Oh wow.
I can try to make the bull case. I mean, we finally have come down to this all-important week. I've been looking forward to this jobs week as markets have for all holiday season, and we're finally here. In less than 48 hours, we're gonna know. The bull case is really easy. Let's say the analysts and talking heads are 100% correct, and unemployment is going to go down to 4.5%, and we're going to have jobs north of, I think it's 70K is the median expectation. That would be extremely bullish. That markets would absolutely punch higher on that news. Bitcoin go retest 6 digits, 100%. S&P 500 makes a charge for 7K. But think about what trading. Think about what the talking heads and the analysts and CNBC and Bloomberg are calling for here. They're calling for a reversal in the worsening jobs market. I'm not biased here when I'm saying we've watched unemployment go from the low 4% back in summer 2025 all the way to 4.6%, like clockwork. Every month, another 0.1% worse unemployment, month after month after month. And we just got it confirmed from the last one in December on November news. So the trend says that expect 4.6 or 4.7% unemployment reported this Friday. Depending on where that 100th% is, it's annoying, but they can round up and round down a whole 10th% depending on what the 100th is. But the trend says expect 4.7% unemployment this Friday. The analysts, the talking heads, the Bloombergs of the world are telling you you're going to get a reversal and it's going to be better than expected, and it's going to be 4.5%. So that's my problem. If we get that, wow, really bullish. But what if they're wrong? What if actually this over half a year of trending data is correct and we don't just pivot on a dime 1 month? The market would react so differently if they said, hey, last month was 4.6, expect 4.7, but if you zoom out, that's historically pretty decent for our economy. If all the talking heads and analysts were telling you expect 4.7 and it hits 4.7 this Friday, then no big deal. That would not cause any problem, no panic. But what I just do not understand, and I'm not a conspiracist theorist. I don't think they're trying to purposely rug us, but what I truly don't understand is why all this median forecast of 4.5% when all the trend says it's probably going to be higher. So if it misses, it's going to feel like a rug pull. You tell tens of millions of investors, trading desks, family offices, hedge funds, big and small money that unemployment's going to get better, and it doesn't. In fact, it gets worse. Like, I don't know. You could. I would not be surprised if Bitcoin goes back to the 80s. I would not be surprised if ETH plunges straight back through 3K. I would not be surprised if the S&P 500 immediately gets a 2% to 4% correction over the next week. And so yeah, it's gonna absolutely move markets. And maybe they're right, and maybe they've seen something in the data that says, oh, the economy reversed, jobs data reversed, it's going to be better than expected, and Friday will prove it. Okay. But if it doesn't, like, don't be surprised.
Just one thing on that, actually. The jobs openings number came out, I think it's 4 p.m. Let me just check these times here. Yeah, 4 p.m. my time here in the UK. It's about half an hour ago. And it was a little bit below expectations. Came in at 7.146, and the consensus was 7.6. So, if that may be a little bit of an indication. I don't know. It's certainly weaker than was expected. The job openings are lower than anticipated.
And ADP came out this morning too, or afternoon for you. North Star.
Yes.
And by the way, I loved your analysis earlier. I found myself just nodding over and over, like, yes, absolutely. The silver and gold are telling us something. But ADP came out under expectations this morning as well, and it wasn't like, we thought 100,000, it was really 80,000. No, it was. They had very mediocre expectations of like 45, 50K that came in the low 40s. So it's not like, it's a miss, but the expectations weren't even that great anyway. So, I've been pretty bearish all winter looking at this data, and I keep looking at the Mag 7, and I keep looking at Bitcoin, and I keep looking at all of these big tech stocks and blue chips that have been getting profit taking and money pulled out of them. And to me, it's what North Star is saying. Like, S&P 500, gold, silver, these are the safe havens that sell off last, not first. These are the last to roll over. These are the last that big money takes profit on. Look at 2008. Gold and silver kept rallying way past blue chips, and S&P 500 and NASDAQ had rolled over almost a half a year longer than the rest of equities. So people staring at gold and silver and thinking that my XYZ stock will follow. No, not necessarily at all. To me, this says big money is taking, look, from Apple to Meta to Tesla to you name it, Microsoft. These are excellent companies with massive cash flow that are knee deep in the AI trade. Why are there all-time highs all the way back in October and November? Why is Bitcoin still struggling below 6 digits if it's that good out there?
And I'm shorting it.
Big money is hedging their bets, and this Friday we're going to see why.
Matt, have you not heard, though, maybe you didn't get the memo, Bitcoin is about to do the gold and silver catch-up plus M2 money supply catch-up plus ISM business cycle catch-up plus, 2026 catch-up. And we're about to just absolutely send, man.
250,001 candles.
I heard that. I heard, someone, I forget who, someone told me people are going to start taking their profits out of gold and silver and going to Bitcoin. And I'm like, that makes no sense. I'm sorry, that's not how that works. And
if you're trading on a small time frame, then maybe if you're very careful with your profit limits and your stop losses, but from the terms of the big picture macro view, if you're positioning, then that isn't really what I would recommend as a position.
Exactly.
But yeah.
We're just watching this in reverse. I mean, all of us were here in 2022 and in 2023. We're simply watching this in reverse. The safest assets, the blue chips, they were the ones that bid first in the doldrums of 2022. Gold got off the ground first. Mag 7 got off the ground first. The blue chips got bought first. And a lot of people stayed on the sidelines because they're like, well, what about my Russell? What about my small cap? What about my medium cap? I don't trust this rally if it's only the Mag 7. I don't trust this rally if it's only gold. I don't trust this rally if it's Bitcoin. And they were all wrong. Why? Because the safest assets bid first. Now it's in reverse though. Now it's exactly in reverse. The safest assets, the stalwarts, sell off last. So that's what has me worried here. And I think the number one reason why is a lot of people, big money and small, is looking at jobs data and wondering, like, does this trend keep getting worse? And I'll stop there.
I appreciate that take there, Matt, and some really good back and forth, actually. And yeah, Bits, I'm glad you brought up the facts, the inevitability of ISM catching up. I mean, I was just waiting. I'm tired of these low price actions. It's honestly, it's honestly messed up that we haven't run this hard yet. So I'm glad that that's going to be coming. Guys, if you're in the space right now and you're enjoying the conversation, please do take a second and check out the speakers up here and give them a follow. Really appreciate all this time. And if you're looking for a place to start trading as well, definitely check out our partners over at Ostium. I pinned a link at the top of the space, especially if you like, these various other assets we brought up. There's no other place you can really trade all these assets all in one place. We got crypto like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. You got the indices like the S&P, the NASDAQ, growing number of stocks like MSTR and many others, and on-chain gold, silver, copper, many others, all in one place. Up to 100x leverage on Ostium. You can check them out at that link at the top of the space, ostium.com, and use code WolfB if you do sign up. Big shout out to Ostium. Calvin, I wanted to throw the mic over to you, get some of your thoughts. It's great to have you. Would love to any comments on the current combo as well as from your analysis, man.
Yeah, well, I don't really trade gold or metals or anything else, so that's not really my realm. But I do have some opinions on Bitcoin and where we're headed. First of all, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I haven't been here for a few weeks. I got my son all married off and just had an insane end of year. So yeah, anyway, thank you. It was unbelievable. So, Bitcoin, my take is that we are about to have our bull trap. I think we're in the midst of it, in fact. So the same way we lost the 50-week moving average, found support on the 100-week moving average, and now we're starting to head back up, and I'm expecting a rejection off of the 50-week, which would be around 101.5 or 102, somewhere in there. Of course, when things get to that point, I fully expect that will be all these know-it-alls that expect that we'll go forever to new highs, and this is the biggest bull run in our lifetime, or all that stuff. It's not gonna happen. But we could get excited and hit maybe like 110 or something. But I'm expecting us to move up, and just in the short term.
Oh yeah.
Once that rejection is in and that bull trap is complete, I'm expecting a full, solid meltdown for at least 6 months, probably 6 months to a year. But we're definitely in a bear market. We're just probably gonna get one last trap before we get there.
Oh yeah.
As far as current price action, because we are pulling down from our more recent high of 94, 94 whatever we hit. The same way I think we're going to reject off of the 50-week is the same reason I think we'll find support on the 50-day.
50-day.
We've crossed above the 50-day moving average.
Okay.
We've kind of broken through that structure there, and now we're pulling back. We're gonna probably find support on the top of the 50-day, which would be just about 89,000 or so. And then we're gonna make another run. When we get back up to new highs, this bull trap is gonna be phenomenal. So I think it's playing out exactly as expected, in my opinion.
That would align me with the golden pocket. All right, I like that, TA.
It's the 50-day or 50-week, man.
I like
it's
that.
All about the 50 seconds, baby.
Yep, I like that, TA. He got my approval.
This is what I was told from
I like that. It makes sense.
Bits, I was going to say, do you want to comment if
Right
so if your analysis as well?
I like that. Because this is going to be easy
look,
rejection.
I think it's all about we
I like
gotta
that
get
one.
Binance and Wintermute to tap out, basically, and as soon as they tap out, this thing
And that's a
can
Marabuza
organically
opening.
just fly to the upside, because
That means continuation
only happens
tomorrow.
to the downside, as we know. But no, look, on a serious note, yeah, dude, I it's been a while now that I've kind of just had this perspective of like, I'm just trading the range. I'm just treating it as, you know, as what it is. It's this range, and I still, like, I'm looking at BTC. It's still, for me, it's still within that same range. I mean, whether you want to say it's like 85K to 95K, or if you want to say it's 80K to 95K, not a whole lot has changed for me in that sense. So I'm just continuing to kind of trade the range. I'm being cautious at highs, taking short positions or taking profits on long positions, and then as we move down into key areas where there's liquidity, I'm moving into long positions. So until that changes, I mean, for me, it's just a trader's market. Right now, like, the levels I'm watching in the short term, and I talked about these last night on my stream, but it's pretty simple. Like, just as we ranged between about, you know, 85, 86K and 90K for a long time, I mean, there's a possibility we range between 90 and 95K for a little while, right? So we'll see what happens here as price is kind of pulling back into this, like, 90K zone.
What?
It is the top of the previous range.
Marabuza!
So, you know, there's a fairly good chance it can hold us
95?
kind of create that range above. But if it were to lose that, then, you know,
95
go back down to about 85, 86K. That's where that big
95. 95.
You know, and I'd be looking for
That's
that
a
to be taken
Marabuza,
and
bro.
possibly to move into a long position.
Come on, Bit.
Depending on what
No,
happens down
this
there.
is
So,
straight down.
Yeah, I'm just treating it for what it is. Now, if we get a bounce here at like 90K,
Come on,
we'll
bro.
observe for a reaction
Bit.
again around like 94.5, 95K. But
Bro.
really, I think if it bounces here, you know, I don't have
Just
a whole
be-
lot of interest up to
just
about
be
100K.
like,
that's really
just
where I'm
tell
looking.
them the
There's,
truth.
You know, I know there's some levels like at 98.
Tell them this
96
shit
or
is
whatever,
not
but really
going to
for me, like, the
95
bigger
right
high
now.
time frame ones, it's 100K.
It's
That's all
a
I really
fucking
care about.
Marabuza.
So I would say
100.
here, like, if you're not positioned long, if you're not already positioned short, for me, this is kind of like a no trade zone. I'm not really looking to do anything. If it comes
That's a
back
fair
down
assessment.
below 86K, I'm probably looking to shift into long position again.
Uh-huh.
If it goes near 100K, then I'll be looking for a reaction up there, because there may be an opportunity up there. So,
Yeah, the 100
but
SMA.
yeah, I mean, to the upside, I think 100K to 110K is kind of the area. It's pretty wide, but
What?
it's the area that I'm looking for something to happen up there. So
What? Why not now?
yeah, just trying to not really have like a too strong of a
Why not
bias.
now?
Just
I mean, the trend is
for
very
what it
clean
trading
here.
it. Markets like this,
That's
I
a- that's
love
an
a ranging
obvious
market.
continuation.
This is really where my style of trading really excels. So
Oh,
for me,
his
this
style.
is where I actually am very, very profitable. I'm very consistent. It plays within like my rules. So I'm able to play here. I'm happy to range here for as long as Bitcoin wants to range. I've got no objections to it. You know, as it starts trending and moving into new ranges, that's where I got to kind of wait. And I got to sit out. I got to wait for the new range to develop. That way I know where my value area is, and I know where the extremes are, and then I know where I'm going to go long and short. So it's, you know, if you're holding, it's cool when you're trending, right? Because you're just holding it. But if you're trading, like, this is what you want. You want these ranges with clear invalidations to the upside, to the downside. This is where that money's made for the day traders. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of the scalpers and day traders, Lisa, would love to hear from you. Some of your thoughts on the current combo. Or
my
anything
my
you're
favorite
trading in the
analyst.
markets
My
last
favorite.
couple days. How are you?
Oh, hi, Kate. Hi, everyone. I'm so tired because, you know, Bitcoin and the majors are just ranging, and I feel like I want to take a break because I've been over trading because these shit coins are popping everywhere, and I'm really tired from like over trading, to be honest. But today ZKP, Brev, 1000 Rats, Pivers, Recall. These ones been jelly coming up again. Yeah, I've been scalping here and there, but yeah, I'm really tired. And the animal memes they started coming up again, but then they got bashed down again. Bitcoin's chart looks really crazy. It's just going up and down, like, yeah. Not much to say. There's a lot of people up on the stage today, so yeah.
Yeah, no, that's no problem at all. And honestly, you're probably due for a long one-time nap, I'd say, for a good.
That had me laughing there. I think she needs to go lie down in a darkened room and have about 12 hours sleep.
I'm trying to stay up, but then again, I'm a chart addict, so like, you know, I can't like, and I see all these shit coins popping like crazy, like 50% up, 40% up. I'm like, I gotta scalp that.
That's dedication for you.
That's yeah, I was gonna say, Lisa, it might be worth taking a bit of a break. You got a couple legends here who know all the ins and outs of taking breaks. You know what I mean? Couple specific names up here. I won't mention. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's probably good. But hey, either way, we appreciate you coming on these spaces. Nat, let me throw the mic over to you. Then I would love to hear. I see we got Steve, Lady Trader. I see Crank is up here as well. So excited to hear from everybody.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kate. Every time Lisa mentions jelly, I think of a show that my daughter watches, Jelly Jam. There's like an English and a Spanish version. Yeah, it's so cute, but also, Lisa, I don't know if we've told you this already, but you and OTG are like literally, like, you guys are like the male and female version of each other. You guys trade so much similarly, which is beautiful to see. But go get some rest. What does he say? Sleepy Japanese princess?
The sleepy Japanese princess is what he calls her.
I don't feel comfortable being called princess. I'm not like a queen.
Hey, that actually,
the
there should be an NFT collection called the Sleepy Japanese Princess, and you get the different variations of the little sleepy Japanese. Like, I don't know, sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, the Japanese coins have. I've heard of people talking in the foreign spaces about the Japanese coin 114514, and they were saying like, what was that Chinese coin? I'm like, it's not Chinese, it's Japanese. And then they were like, they rugged us. I'm like, what do you mean us? Like, it's just another meme coin. But like, people really don't know nothing, about Japan and Japanese coins is what I felt.
You're 100% correct, and I feel like it's a global cultural issue, right? Because I get called Mexican all the time, and I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican. I think we spoke about this before, right? So it's very interesting across the board. But with regards to BTC, I think we all have like the same levels. It is definitely raging. I did enter a short yesterday, and I always move my stop loss to profit just in case we get that wild wick up. And we saw that yesterday, right? We saw a wild wick to the upside. I got stuffed out of my short in profit, thankfully. So right now, what I'm watching to see if we break 91. If we do break 91, I could see us going to like 90 or possibly 89 before the next level up. There is still liquidity building to the top side right now. On the short term short, I'm seeing 95. So if we're able to get to 95 and 96 and 98, all the way up to like 110, as I've mentioned before, right? But also, little cautionary tale here, right? So there is tons, like ladders of liquidity, 88, this 84. I'm literally reading it as I go. 83 is literally in a huge chunks building at 80K, right? So very interesting. So two scenarios I'm looking at, right? We hit 90K to 89 and we bounce higher, or we fail to bounce there and we sweep the lows. Right, so I think a lot of us are on the same page, right? So if we get that bounce that we need, a confirmation bounce at 90K, I wouldn't rule out going long there. Or if we do break below, I would definitely wait for a sweep of the lows before going long, right? It's going to be very interesting, right? There's
Liquidity.
There's two scenarios that can play out.
Liquidity.
I think it is still within the range, as Bit said, right? Because we've been to 80K already.
Uh-huh. Liquidity. She says liquidity.
And we've been to like 96, 98.
She says liquidity before she finishes the statement.
But it's going to be very interesting to
Liquidity.
See how it all plays out, being that it is, the first month of the year. And there's been a lot of speculation on my timeline. I spoke about this a little bit on
liquidity
last night, right? I feel like half of my timeline, there's like a huge argument going on. Like half of them say that this year we will see that the 4-year cycle will be completely invalidated, and then the other half is like, no, the 4-year cycle is still intact. I think this year is going to say a lot. Let's see how it plays out. With regards to the so yesterday, it's playing out exactly how we
liquidity.
Yesterday we said that there was a lot of these coins, or across the board, they were at resistant level, and we kind of seeing this play out. A lot of them have fallen back a little bit. I think now, let's see, same as BTC, it's like, do they bounce at support, or is this a scenario where we kind of break below
liquidity
the level and kind of just revisit some of the lows across the board? It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out as well. I mean, on the stock side, not much has changed there either. Under Armour is continuing, the leg higher slightly. We're above 5.5 now. Peloton 6.6 again, right? Zeta have moved back a little bit after that massive run the last few days. Grab is consolidating as well. Nike as well.
Grab.
It's going to be interesting how Nike.
She's got money in Grab.
Play out, especially with the decision, the Supreme Court decision on Friday at 10 a.m. I think it's going to put things into a different perspective, right? For me, I'm kind of curious for Under Armour specifically, with the large buyer coming in and purchasing over $100 million worth of Under Armour. I think that's very, very interesting, especially since the purchases started happening towards the end of December, leading up to where we kind of mentioned the Supreme Court was possibly ruling, because they were closed for the holidays and they reopened actually today on the 7th. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Overall, we have been printing nicely. We have been taking profit across the board here. So I think let's keep an eye on it and see where that goes. With regards to the macro, I think everyone has their eye on Friday as well for a totally different reason other than the tariffs. Right, we have this big report coming in on Friday. I think it is. I agree with Matt, it is going to be a telltale sign.
Liquidity.
Can most likely move markets if it's a surprise or something that the market was not expecting. But overall, it's going to be very interesting, Kate. I think the year ended interestingly for Bitcoin, being that we closed red. So I think this year is going to put a lot into perspective. But I mean, that's all I have. And I think the other tidbit was on the oil, but I mentioned that already.
No, you have
conversations with North Star. I'm kind of looking to see if we go a little bit lower before starting a position. But I do foresee some kind of a bounce this year at some point. But that's all I have for today, Kate. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate that take there, Nat. And yes, the stuff on oil was good with you, North Star, earlier in the space. Definitely, guys, this is worth, if you guys came in late into this space, I highly recommend you guys, after this one's over, go back and re-listen, especially the first 15-ish minutes-ish. We got a lot of North Star's kind of thesis going into 2026, which was fire, and we were waiting for that. So, no, and appreciate that take there, Nat. Steve, would love to pass you the mic, and then we'll head over to Lady Trader after.
What's up? What's going on, everyone? Yeah, not much different from yesterday. Not much different from yesterday in terms of analysis. XRP coming down to 219. We were talking about that as well. A big one thumbs down, Cade. What's happening? I see Cade shorting. I see Cade with that short at 94, and Cade's trading.
It's got to hold 455 here.
So as far as I stand, like still with the market, I guess I'll go more in the daily time frame. As far as upside goes, I don't like the daily wick that we made from 80K to 84K, that initial bounce we had from the bottom. I think due to that daily wick and all that liquidity to the downside from 80 to 84, and then that other liquidity that we had from the chop from 2 weeks ago at 86K, leaves a lot of liquidity for longs and a lot of long liquidations and a lot of long leverage to the downside. So if we were to have any type of upside movement, if 94,700 was not the top to sweep the 86K to the minimum, I feel like the highest upside we would get from here is 101, like people were saying, or let's say 97, 101. I highly doubt the market would pump to 107 and allowing the 80K leverage longs and 84, 86K leverage longs to profit all the way to that high of a price. So just like an analysis I was talking about in December, I said if I was to remain bullish and see 107K, the price had to sweep the 80K lows first. For my analysis right now and my TA, since the price did not sweep the 80K lows first and we decided to rise higher, that's when I started to flip bearish. 94,700 was a nice short. I wouldn't be surprised to see a sweep of that high to maybe get more bullish people back into the market. So let's say 96, 97, or as high as 101, like I said. But I don't think we go much higher than that, in my opinion, on the daily and weekly time frame in my analysis. So, yeah, just to keep it short, I don't like that 80K wick. Really hard for a market to bottom on a single needle, especially to as high as 107K, because that leaves a lot of longs to profit a lot to the upside. Seems very unreasonable. But if we were to flip to if we were to go to as high as 107, that some people are targeting, as high as those prices, again, I would need to see a sweep of the 80K or at least 86K to the minimum and see a big long liquidation event for me to even have somewhat of a bullish bias. But yeah, I'm more bearish than not right now, and I think the highest we see from the 86 lows is 96, 97, maybe 101, if 94,700 was not the top. So that's like my daily, weekly time frame analysis.
If it's the top, are you going to say that you called it?
No.
You sure? For real? For real this time?
No.
Don't listen to them. They want you to call it. They can't. They're like drug addicts. They need the fix. They need the fix.
me, like 2026 Steve is a new Steve. There's gonna be less I called it. So I'm gonna be more humble this year.
Dang, all right. Wow, humble Steve. Well, to come with there'll have to be a new name. This is incredible.
Yeah, I give him a couple weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that might change really quick, to be honest.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully these trading spaces continue to bring alpha for all the folks out there. Lady Trader, would love to pass you the mic. Speaking of alpha, get some of your thoughts on the current convo, as well as some of your analysis. How's it going?
She won't touch the market for a whole year.
I think he's up on the stage. Maybe he's not. If he dropped down, we'll go to price, and then of course anybody else who wants to jump in, please throw up a hand.
Hey, thank you so much for having me up here. So I am really looking at the monthly chart, and in 2022, when we did have the top already in place, there were 3 red months followed by 2 green months. Now, of course, those are like micro things that I call them, right? That's not like a macro level for you, or a macro event, I should call it. It's a micro event, so it may or may not happen. Because when I say these kind of things, people then just kind of get married to it. And then it's like, but you said this was going to happen and it didn't happen. So now the entire thesis is wrong. That's not how it works, right? So it doesn't have anything to do with the 4-year cycle. Just want to throw it out there. But we did have this event, and the pattern so far is following very, very similar to what happened in 2022. Of course, we had a lot more consolidation this time on the monthly chart at the very top than we did back in 2022, which is okay. But we did have 3 red months. So now I'm starting to think, because the pattern looks very identical, like the last 3 months look very identical to what we had back in 2022, we could potentially get those 2 green months now, January and February. And it does also make sense because a lot of people who took tax loss harvesting at the end of the year last year, they will be positioning themselves back into the game. If they are bullish, they'll be buying mid-January to
mid-February, and possibly even until the end of February. And the reason why they do that is because
Why?
they don't want to. They don't want their investment to be categorized as wash trading.
No way.
And so that's what I'm looking at right now. So I'm thinking maybe we can get those 2 green months with a very, very short range. What usually happens during those green months within a bear market, they are very they are ranging quite a bit. And so it's kind of like the bits of wealth market, right, where you're going to be in a very clear range. You're going to get trades both sides, shorts and long positions, and markets are going to range, create, trap the liquidity on both sides, trap traders on both sides, and then of course crush them both.
Wow.
Like literally. And then of course, after that, it's gonna we're gonna see more of a downside. And what Steve was saying, that's important to understand, and this is something that I've been calling out as well. That one single pin that we had for the bottom, it was not very good. It was a very weak pattern, in my opinion. We had no liquidity grab.
Liquidity. They said it.
It was like how I always call it, a standing on one leg. It's only gonna last for so long. So that's basically what it is. I also want to call out that when we had the yearly and the monthly open for this year, that has not been retested on a smaller time frame. And usually when that happens, when there is no retest after the price crosses that level, there's no retest of that. Then that creates an opportunity for the price to actually go back down and retest that, and that's at 87.5. So I would not be surprised if we end up there again very soon. But again, we are gonna most likely range between the lows, probably in the 85 to about maybe 95. That could potentially be the range.
Really?
Maybe we will go a little bit higher.
Maybe.
I usually do not use simple moving averages at all. I've not used them in a very long time. What I'm really interested is I want to see, I know split out, and we could potentially go there to 100K. I would love for us to get there, or 102K, wherever that is. But what I'm interested is I want to see if the price after it crashed through, was there a retest? Because if there's a retest, then a lot of times price doesn't go that high. So I'm gonna, I need to really look at that one. But pretty much the levels that we are all watching, it seems like we are all on the same page. I'm not very interested in, I know consolidation is like the easiest thing to trade. You can take trades both ways. It's the simplest, easiest, most profitable trades that you're going to have. But also because I understand that right now what's happening in the market is kind of against my overall bias, right? I am potentially looking at 2 green months here. And then overall bias for the year is short. So I'm being very cautious. I'm not really in the market right now, other than taking some of the small cap plays, like what Lisa was calling out. There have been some really awesome plays, and I've called them out all on the stream. And they've done
there it is.
Really, really well for us. Pretty much all of the plays.
Follow her stream.
And so I want to continue with that. With what I'm doing already in the small market cap section right now, instead of trying to, long or short BTC at this point. Now, it's not to say that if I see a really solid setup, because it's a ranging market, and I'm not interested in playing those, even though they are like the easiest. It's boring to me, and boring is good. It's just that it's also against my bias, right? Because I know that there's going to be green months. And I'm going to be counter trend trading, so I'm not interested in it. I'm more interested in us getting to a really solid level to where I can short or position short and then hold that short until we get to the very bottom.
No
That's
way.
Really the play here for me.
She's calling the short now.
We take down the liquidity at the lows.
Liquid, there's the word.
I'm not interested in playing this.
You guys don't know what liquidity means?
I don't even want to go near it right now.
You guys don't know what liquidity means?
If you are somebody who wants to make a ton of money, these ranges are really awesome to play. I mean, look at what happened even this week. The last week's weekly high was retested, created a beautiful trade off of that, and the price rejected beautifully. And if you caught it, you caught it. And so definitely that's my play, is just kind of staying out right now. I did miss North Star's commentary at the beginning, so I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it, because I was very interested in hearing what he had to say. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I'm also going to go back and listen because I need to make sure I got everything on that one. It was pretty solid. Yeah, and great analysis there, Lady Trader. I know also bad price. I saw your comment there, or I saw your message there. If you've got your own TA as well, but also I know you had a couple of those questions, so I would also recommend probably everyone here go back and check the recording. But feel free to ask any question as well. But yeah, Price, would love to pass you the mic, brother.
Hey, what's up? What's up, everyone? Yeah, I just honestly swung by to hear North Star's take specifically on oil. I don't know if he talked about it. If so, I'll go back and listen to the recording because a lot of us have kind of been talking about energy, oil lately.
No way.
So yeah, I'm just kind of curious on. In his thesis, he's talked about like really high oil prices, and I was just kind of wondering the timeline and wanted to get into that a little bit. But real quick, regardless, price action, man, has been kind of crazy.
Really?
Like Bid said, these ranges, I'm the same way. I love trading these ranges. My whole style's kind of, finding edge in overextended price action. So, basically anytime we're in a range and we go under the value area low, I'm kind of looking to enter
He wasn't even supposed to be on stage? Really?
Trap shorts.
That's interesting.
Same thing with the upside. When it gets over the value area high, I'm looking to trap longs and I'm looking for shorts.
No way.
And this last push up went to the peak of the top of the range. And it was a great trap, to be honest, because it did look like it was about to break out.
Bitcoin about to drop below 91. Broke below 91.
Around 94.5.
Let's
I entered
go.
a nice short up there. And it was doing great. And then yesterday's price action happened. I mean, just look at yesterday's daily candle. That thing is insane. I mean, it was insane, right? We come all the way down under the low of the day before. Okay. So the shorts are printing. Everything's going great. I hit my TP1, right, which was right around the value area high, pretty much right around the previous day's low.
I trimmed some fat.
So around like what 91K, 91.4, somewhere around there.
Right.
91.5. So I hit my TP1 and take some profit and move my stop. And
He wasn't even supposed to go on stage.
I moved my stop, kind of a little bit before my break even or whatever on my TP1, right? And what did price action do? It came right back all the way up and knocked out a ton of shorts that were in profit. And, and then of course today I wake up and I see that we're just bombing right back down and we are below, right now we're below yesterday's previous low. So I kind of pissed off about that. After that happened, I did hit another scalp short, but again, it was just a quick kind of in and out scalp. But man, it's been crazy. This is honestly probably one of the toughest or tougher shorts that I've had to manage in quite some time because, even when I entered, price
Oh my
action
God,
kept
just
on looking
fucking
like it was
drop.
kind of on the verge of like kind of breaking out.
Hurry up.
So it was just really stressful. Like your short's underwater, then it's not, then it's underwater, then it's not. So I sat and kind of nursed it for almost like 24 hours until we kind of, finally bombed down the next day to that value area high, and I took the profits, and then bam, all hell breaks loose, and here we are. But I know Landy's talked about this a bit, talking about when we get this move up, he wanted to see what happens afterwards, right? Like, is there a consolidation, like a move up on strength, but then is there like going to be steady consolidation, or are we just going to turn right back around and bomb back down, right? Because he was mentioning that as far as like if you're not in a long, this is kind of what you want to look for about kind of entering along. And right now we're bombing. And that kind of goes to my original thesis on this range, about like, you know, when we were kind of consolidating back in December 22nd, 20th or whatever, all the way until we kind of broke out, January 1st, January 2nd, kind of like a small range inside the bigger range. I was really originally looking for a sweep of the lows because there's a lot of longs down there that are sitting real comfy.
Oh, yeah?
And I felt like we needed to really take those longs out. And also, you know what happens when that happens? A ton of shorts come flooding in because I think price action is going to break out to the downside. Trap those shorts. You take out the longs, you trap the shorts, and now you've built up the fuel for like a real short squeeze, right? That didn't play out. We moved to the upside, and then I'm like, okay, well, if we get over this 94.5, maybe we can squeeze a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to have kind of like the fuel that we're really going to need to break through a lot of this resistance that we've built up. Because if you look, there's like resistance almost like every 2K above us, right? Like we've just built up a ton of resistance. So if we really want to get through that, we're going to need a hell of a squeeze. So this price action coming down, if you really want to see these higher prices, I don't think is such a bad thing. Maybe we can gain that fuel that we need, right? I know a lot of us, looking at that futures gap, the CME gap, looking for that to get filled. A lot of us are looking at that area as a possible pivot point. Then there's levels below us that like Nat did a really good job of mentioning that also kind of have some confluence, right? With like, say, points of control and some other TA stuff. But really the way it's looking right now, if we can close this daily on the lows and then have a follow-through day to the downside, I think we might kind of get through that whole gap that we're talking about, and there's a possibility that we could go back down to the bottom of the range. So the good news is that would be good for looking for long entries. That would be good to kind of take out those longs, have a bunch of shorts pile in. So kind of looking for that to possibly play out. The bad news about that is I got stopped out of my short that I was in up around that resistance zone around 94K. So that kind of sucks. But,
what an amateur move, man. Come on.
Yeah, as a trader, look, man, as a trader, these things happen. Like you can be, that's one thing about this game, right? Is you can be completely right on everything. Like, okay, price is going to go down, right? You still have to manage the position, right? Which means you got to manage your stops, you got to manage your take profits, all these things. That's why you see a lot of people that might be really good at analyzing the markets, but they're not really that great of traders. You know what I mean? So it's just a skill set that takes time to, kind of perfect. You're never really going to perfect it, but you know what I'm saying? So it's just part of the game, man. Like it definitely sucks when you're right. And just things like this happen and kind of take you out of your position. And then of course your overall like base animal instinct is like, no, and just to kind of like ape it back in, right? But then you're kind of chasing, you didn't get that ideal entry that you originally had. So it's just one of those things. It happens, it sucks, but it is what it is. And all you can really do is prepare, maybe like it did give a second chance entry, right? With the volatility, it did give a second chance entry. Unfortunately, I was already out and I was kind of sleeping.
Oh, well, not for me. I'm still holding. Not for me.
areas that, like Nat mentioned. And the ideal scenario would be for us to kind of go back and sweep the lows. Are we going to get that? I don't know. We'll see. So just, again, all you can really do as a trader is manage your risk, come up with different kind of scenarios that could play out, and try to formulate game plans to the best of your ability around those scenarios. That way you're not caught off guard, when some of these things happen. And yeah, yesterday's price action definitely caught me off guard. It would have all been good if I just left my stop where it originally was and, maybe took profits but didn't move my stop. So, maybe it was a misstep in trade management possibly, but, overall it served me, it served me better than it's worked against me. So just one of those things, man.
Bad price. It's not bad that you move your stop. I think that's like trading 101. You do have to adjust your stop losses.
That's what I'm saying. It served me better than it's hurt me overall. But when stuff like this does happen, it is like, damn, that sucks. And like I said, I woke up today and I was like, oh, of course we're bombing. Of course. So again, just one of those things. It happens, man. That's trading, right? But it is one of the worst things when you're right, but the trade management, something went wrong, and it is what it is. But no, you're definitely correct, Nat. You definitely have to manage your stops, especially when you're a high leverage trader, right? Like a little bit of price action can really hit you, you know what I mean? So again, just one of those things. There are some other things, looking at, keeping an eye on bonk. This thing, hasn't really, I don't think, broken to the downside yet. It's just kind of hanging out up there. So that's one thing I'm keeping an eye on. Width is kind of the same way, even though, well, no, they both have long wicks from the top side action. Solana, same thing, kind of went over its value area high, just not nearly as much as, say, like Bitcoin did, and it's coming down. So, I mean, really, a lot of these charts, in a lot more of the majors, I guess, they kind of all look the same right now, right? They're all kind of echoing the same. So, on the go, Pippin is dumping. Finally, it's definitely under its value area low. It looks like it actually.
Hell yeah, it is. Yeah, we're feeling this thing.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, this thing's bombing. So, but yeah, kid. Overall, that's where I'm at. Just kind of chilling and keeping an eye on kind of the same levels that a lot of us are looking at. That like Nat mentioned. And maybe we'll see the sweep of the lows. Maybe we'll get that fuel that we need. So, pass the mic.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, it's literally two different skill sets, like the art of analysis and then the art of managing a trade. I think you put it very well there, like calling it managing a trade, not just trading. They're pretty. I mean, it's almost the same as like sports broadcasting and then actually being a professional athlete. Like they're quite literally two different worlds, similar in the same ballpark, but not the same. Knowing how to do push-ups and doing push-ups. So, OTG knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing push-ups. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about that I'm not doing. That you're Mr. Puerto Rico, not me.
We got 2026 new resolutions. Pippin could maybe fall through all the way now. We'd love to get some of your thoughts on that. And then, definitely happy to, if we want to circle back over to North Star and get some more analysis where we want to zoom in on oil a little bit as well. Happy to do that. But OTG, didn't know if there's anything you wanted to comment on there or any updates on trades?
Yeah. I mean, it's like every day that goes by, every hour of every day, it just becomes more and more of the trader's market that we've talked about. And it's funny because we know that people are scared of futures, right? We know that. That's not a secret, and we know that people are going to continue to be scared of it, just like people are scared of crypto in general. I mean, there's just people that are going to take a lot more convincing. It's going to be, they're going to have to, everything would have to be so incredibly training wheels for certain people to even touch crypto, let alone futures, right? But I find myself surprised still, like how many people come to crypto, get exposed to futures, and literally run as fast as they can in the other direction, like someone's trying to kill them. It's just watching people get extracted in spot bags so much. I'm like, God, how much torture can you take before finally you think to yourself, there's got to be a better way, right? And it's just, I just find myself, I'm surprised at how surprised I am, that people are still shying away from this, because it is absolutely a trader's market. Everything from shitcoin up to Bitcoin, you can absolutely trade the pants off this thing. And it just goes to show you, this Pippin thing is the perfect example, right? Like we started shorting this around a little after 8 a.m. We were a little later into it, but another example is Mavia, right? Heroes of Mavia, the mobile game, crypto game on mobile devices. So we started shorting this thing last night around 10:15. And again, we got in a little bit later, but that's my style, right? That's my design. I did it on purpose. But the point is, when something like Mavia moves, this is consistently tradable. This is so easy for even the amateur traders to trade, because when something like Mavia pumps, it is literally on a time clock. I mean, it's like you lit a fuse and the bomb's going to go off and it's going to crash to the pits of hell. And it happens every single time. And you see it, Mavia delivers it so repetitiously, so consistently. And a jelly, like we started long in that around like a little after 9 p.m. last night. And it flipped to a short around 10 p.m. And if you look at that jelly chart, that short was gorgeous. So it is a perfect example of what you look for when you're talking about getting in, even if you think you're too late for the move. That jelly move last night is the perfect example. Everybody thought they were late, right? Oh, we missed it. Take 2 seconds and get in on the last like 2-5% of the scalp long. And it doesn't matter if you're late, because if you're in the scalp long, even if you're in like a 1 to 2, 3, 4% ROI, that doesn't sound like a lot to a lot of people, but that put you in the race for the flip to the downside. That puts your face at the chart for the real move, right? And it's just funny how much of that it really exists on a daily basis, and people just overlook it because they're scared of futures. It just kind of blows me away. It's honestly getting so easy to futures trade now that it's like, what the hell is anybody even doing? You buy your Bitcoin, you futures trade, and you go to sleep. So I don't know. There's just so many trades out there right now. I feel fortunate, and congratulations to all of you degenerate freaks as well, because I know you guys are absolutely slaying it in the profits. I feel like it's like I've been saying in here, I feel like I'm echoing myself, but it's like I feel like every day this just gets more and more friendly for us, more advantageous to us and what we do for a living.
Trade and go to sleep. You guys sleep? I missed that memo.
I was going to say, I'm not sure many of us get some consistent sleep. Would be a very solid resolution to aim for in 2026 for definitely me, and I think I can think of a couple others here as well. But hey, sleep. We can sleep later. I feel like it's like the real move here. I was gonna say North Star. I didn't know if you're still there. If you wanted to, I know Bet Price, we kind of zoomed in on oil there a little bit. I know we had talked about kind of your own analysis earlier, but didn't know if you had any comments on the current conversation or other things you wanted to add. I saw a few people dropping questions and various stuff on your charts down below as well. So I appreciate those.
Yeah, sure. There's just one thing I wanted to. This 4-year cycle for Bitcoin keeps coming up and keeps getting mentioned, and I've just dropped a couple of charts into.
It seems to come up every 4 years, North.
It seems to come up every 4 years.
This topic
isn't
every
that
4
weird?
years it comes back up for some reason.
It's very strange, isn't it, how that happens? But what I'm getting at here is, I keep hearing people saying that the 4-year cycle's broken because I don't know, there's some sort of idea that it has to be 3 years going up and then 1 year going down, and then 3 years going up and then 1 year going down, and 3 years. That's not how cycles work. There seems to be I guess most of you guys here must probably know how a cycle is defined. But just in case there's anybody in the audience that doesn't, look at the chart put in the nest there. 2 charts relating to cycles. One about how 4-year cycles work. And the other one is it's one of those sort of yellow shaded charts I've got on there that shows a Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin chart with an approximate 4-year cycle shown on there. Now, I just want to. Cycles are measured low to low. So if a cycle's 4 years long, then that means by definition it's 4 years or roughly 4 years from the major cycle low to the next major cycle low. Okay, what price does in between those 2 lows has no bearing on whether the cycle exists, or it has no bearing on the validity of the cycle. All you need is for a major low point to occur every 4 years. I mean, gold has got 4 and an 8-year cycle, for example, but that didn't stop gold going into a 20-year sort of bear market between 1980 and 2000. So just because you've got a 4-year cycle, it doesn't mean that you have to keep sort of going forever upwards. I'll put an example of what could happen with Bitcoin over the next sort of 4 years or so, and for that sort of 4-year cycle to still be valid. In fact, I've misdrawn that chart. I will redraw it and put it on there again. But the point I'm making is that the price can go lower from one 4-year cycle low point to the next 4-year cycle low point. It doesn't have to be higher. It's not so easy to explain without a chart, but if you look at the chart that I put on, you'll understand. It's really important to grasp that, because if Nasdaq continues to underperform gold in the way that we expect it to for the next several years, more than 4 years, then that has a potential implication for Bitcoin versus gold over the next 4+ years. That might mean the cycles continue, but don't do what the crypto community expect them to do. Just think hard about what that means. Oil, yeah, I mean, for anyone that didn't hear about oil, I mean, it's basically, it's been consolidating, pulling back for years now, but above a support line, again, the chart into the nest there. It's a technical chart pattern that is building to a resolution when they get a false downside break first, but the move above the region between about 75 and about $85, that region is really important. Above that, then oil is on its way to $200 plus, in my view, because that was a huge technical chart pattern that's built up. God knows what would happen to cause it to do that, but that's nothing unusual historically. Oil has moved by that percentage in each of these gold bull eras, and there has been no gold bull era, precious metals bull era, without a commodities, oil and energy bull era taking place in the same 10-year time frame. It doesn't have to start and end at the same time, but oil will have its bull mega bullish phase during the gold bull era that we've now started. So that's about it from me.
Beautiful. And yeah, I was going to say, Bryce, didn't know if that kind of cleared up for you, if you got some clarity on the oil side of things, but
so pretty much you're just going I guess off the technicals, pretty much. Like, again, you don't know what will get it up there, just on a technical basis. If it breaks
purely technicals, I think it's at 85.
Price discovery.
Yeah, the important region, actually, I think I said 85. It's not. It's between about $70 and $75, and above that, then the path opens up to much higher prices. So, long story short, I wouldn't really be getting too excited about oil until it passes through the region around $74, $75. At that point, something major is happening on the technical chart. Before we do that, we may have a false breakdown, and we could go significantly lower. It's certainly possible, but $74, $75 above that, then something much bigger is happening.
Yeah, that's right. So this lines up to the conversation we were having, I believe it was like 2 days ago, where I was mentioning that I'm kind of long term. I do see a pop in oil, but I wouldn't rule out that the fact that it can go lower before higher.
I think the crypto community, if they can get onto things like oil stocks and things like uranium stocks, and I'm going to mention uranium here because the uranium miners versus gold miners chart has been consolidating for a long period of time now after its initial breakout. Some uranium miners went up by many hundreds of percent a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, and since then they've been consolidating, back testing, and versus gold have been in a long consolidation process. The next phase for the uranium market, when those uranium miners break out versus the gold miners, is likely to lead to gains of, in many cases, way over 5, 6, 7, 800%, and some of the smaller uranium stocks will probably move by many thousands of percent. So that would probably sort of be right up the street for people who wanted to trade, with high volatility and massive gains. If you're into altcoins, then you should be into small cap uranium stocks as well. If you like your risky trades and making a lot of money, that's a good place to look.
Yeah, no, I definitely see something like that happening. Just with oil, just because, they, production, they really like to keep oil prices, and they do an extremely good job of it, within a certain range. Like, say, $60 to like $70 is kind of like the sweet spot, right? They really don't like it going under 50, and they really don't like it going, above like 70, 75, right? Like, the booms and busts is what happens when prices kind of get out of those ranges. And then my other thing with oil is the supply. There's a ton of supply out there, right? I was just kind of curious on all of that. But I see what you're saying from a technical aspect, if it breaks kind of above that 75, 80, we could push price discovery and it could just, go on a massive run. But your time frame here is for your oil thesis. Is it like over the next few years or over like say a 10-year period of time?
So within the next 18 to 24 months, we're going to get a resolution actually within the next few months. You get a resolution this year, either with a significant downside dump followed by the upside move, or the upside breakout. It hasn't got much time left in the apex of the wedge that it's forming to make that move. So it would be during this year where you get a resolution. And just, the macro environment is very similar to the late 1960s into the 1970s. I'm thinking here of things like the 10-year yield breaking out and moving up in an environment where the basic sort of financial backdrop is very similar to the one that we were seeing in the late 1960s and early 1970s in terms of debt and yield and all those sorts of dynamics, and growing inflationary pressures. So oil is doing a very good job of keeping a lid on inflationary pressures, but the 10-year yield has confounded many analysts by staying stuck up at around the sort of 4.5%, when everyone's been expecting it to drop to sort of 1.5%, 2%. So warning signs are there, and gold doing what gold has done is the biggest warning sign of all. Gold and silver don't do that for no reason. They're telling us something isn't right, something isn't normal.
Yeah, because it's a flight to safety. It's seen as a flight to safety. And usually when that happens, because there's something bubbling beneath.
There's stuff going on underneath the surface in the global economy that is going to probably erupt in everybody's faces at some point in the next couple of years. But
with global tensions kind of cranking up too, there's all kinds of different scenarios that could play out that could give that narrative to drive the market.
Which is why looking at the charts sort of is by far and away the cleanest and simplest way of analysing it, because the chart is the aggregate of all of the actions of the market participants, all market participants, including the ones that as I've said before, know a lot more than you and I do. So by observing the chart and being able to interpret what it's telling us, what you're really doing is you're analysing the fundamentals. The fundamentals that we all talk about, the narratives, the stories. Well, the ones that matter, the ones that are true, the ones that aren't just sort of made up to get clicks on the internet. The actual fundamentals that move the markets are played out in the price chart. So price breaking out and breaking through volume resistance, breaking through key moving averages, that's what the algos react to, that's what traders react to, that's what pushes the price higher. So observing those key levels is how we get in early on a big trending move. So keep an eye on oil, keep an eye on uranium, and just as I said before, right at the beginning, stock markets are probably going to be where it's at for the next big move. The next part of the capital rotation process, the capital rotation event, will show up in the stock markets at some point. And if I had to say when, I would say probably 9 to 12 months from now. Could be a bit sooner, could be a bit later, but late on this year is probably where I think the stock markets will meet their big problem.
Yep, price action's king. All right, then I appreciate it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Price action. That is probably one of my biggest takeaways the last couple of spaces. I was going to say, Matt, see, I hadn't heard from you in a little bit. Didn't know if you wanted to weigh in the combo at all. Any thoughts you wanted to add? Otherwise, I hadn't heard from Calvin as well. But let's pass it over to you guys.
Let's let him speak. He just joined us. I got a chance.
No, you're good. No worries at all. Yeah, Calvin, I was going to say, if you wanted to leave any comments on this current combo, but also I know you have that freaking bot making you 92,000 trades a month or something like that. I was just like, maybe I'll ask him about this on the next space. I was like, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it's winning like a lot. So I gotta get some kind of details on here,
Well, so you all know that I'm bits so I traded. I did a lot of API trading, just creating bots and messing around. Like when I started, like that's kind of how I started with Bitcoin back in a decade ago or whatever. But I haven't had a nice exchange that had full access to everything for a while. So Bits got me onto Blowfin, and there are these 10 sub accounts that you can just like test all kinds of things. And so I've just been testing some ideas that I haven't been able to for quite a while. So I've got multiple things going, as you all know. I have a volatility bot that's running. That one is doing fine. It's not spectacular. But then I was just messing around with a new idea, and this is the one that Kate's talking about. It's made like 95,000 trades in the last 30 days. I'm sure that they're just like, who is this guy? But anyway, it's
high frequency trader.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to it's like trades once an hour, but it trades on every single coin. So anyway, that's my style. So that's going. I'm still shorting the top 100 coins every day because I'm going to do it for the next year. We're just building up a nice fat short position on alts, just expecting that 6 months from now to a year from now, we're probably going to be totally down. And so I've got that going on, and then I've been doing kind of bigger swings, manually trading Bitcoin. Did someone have a question? But anyway, so I kind of mix it up. I kind of trade like a hedge fund. I like to do, averaging in, averaging out, capturing different things and testing all kinds of things. But yeah, trading is going well and kind of coming at the market from different angles is kind of very, very profitable and interesting right now because the market's volatile. It's also, we're starting to see some of these bigger moves kind of playing out. But yeah, there's always something spiking and something absolutely dying. So it's nice to have your finger in every pot you can get.
So say the spot trade's like total opposite to you. They're probably expecting one kind of trader, and then just got some absolute monsoon. I mean, that's an enormous amount of trades, dude. Anything you learned, I guess, on this? I mean, I feel like it's not the first time you've done this kind of experiment, but
yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I guess the surprise to me is that I've been surprised that alts have been as sideways as they have been. I was definitely expecting that alts would drop off and just kind of continually drop off, and it's kind of interesting that they'll just move sideways for a long time, for years. I mean, they're slightly trending down on the macro, but in general, they still have a lot of legs. I think it just kind of tells you that the degens, have nothing else to do, so they, they're pumping whatever they can get, and then they're dumping whatever they can get, and they just keep things in play. So I guess once you hit that top 500 range, man, your coin is there. It's got a lot of action going on. So that's been an interesting thing to discover.
yeah, some crazy stuff, dude. They probably just thought you were OTG. It's probably what they thought when they originally saw the amount of volume coming in on that.
No, I'm over here like, X sucks on the limited amount of emojis that we can react with, right? Like we need a lot more variety. So if Cade could talk to Elon and get that hooked up, that would be great, because I wanted to like throw out like a GIF in the reactions like of Wayne's World. We're not worthy. Jesus, Calvin, come on, you're making me look like shit over here.
Yeah, we'll see how long it lasts, right? But, I try to keep it sort of tame. Like, it's not like I'm trying to, like, arbitrage every second or something. But it is a lot. It was kind of just to see how it would go. But it's been so profitable that I'm like, I'm not turning this thing off.
Yeah, Steve, I was gonna say, was it Steve who got you on both in? Or was it, or was it?
Well.
So who was on it first? Was it Biss?
Yeah.
Is the one who brought everyone over?
I'm trying to retire a bit because I'm using his.
All right, guys. You can't listen to that shit. All right. Well, I think we can end the stream here. It was a beautiful day. I'm going to get back on the Discord and then a video today right before the opening. I was going to post a video yesterday, but my girlfriend was sick, so we had to take her to go to the pharmacy, and I just never got to it. So, yeah, guys, if you're in the Discord, if you obviously hit the like button, folks. If you're listening, whoever's left in here, please hit the like button and, always protect yourself. Follow the trend and have tight stop losses. All right, folks? Have a beautiful day.